Summon Sign is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 110 of Summon Sign, Last Stand Media's weekly in-depth game discussion podcast. I'm your host as always, Brad Ellison. Joining me, a very special guest. The most special, I would say, depending on how you describe special.
Yeah.
Mr. Chris Raygun. Chris, what up, dude? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man, what's up? It's the West Coast episode today.
I know. Yeah, we had to start a little later today. I like the Green Goblin mask in the background. Very nice.
Dude, I was like, I remember when I saw that for sale, I was like, I don't even really care about Marvel anymore, but like I saw that and I was like, I might just have to own that. What I need is like a nice ornate chair to hang it off of, like in the original movie, but I don't have the chair yet.
Yeah. Definitely one thing I've noticed about you or learned about you working at this company with you a couple years is you love the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. You love them.
Dude, I love Sam Raimi. Dude, I just saw his he has a new movie out now. A horror movie.
Really?
And it's really fucking good. It was a great time. But yeah, I'm a big fan of that guy. He's directing his Evil Dead 2 is also another one of them. Like he's great. But
yeah. Where did this Sam Raimi love come from?
Probably Spider-Man, but like it like those were the first movies that I was like, yo, this is like an experience. Yeah. And then I delved back into like Evil Dead 2 or like Evil Dead and Army of Darkness. Have you ever seen any of those?
Yes, I've seen Army of Dark. No, I'm sorry. I've seen the original Evil Dead. Right. I haven't seen the reboot, and I've seen some of Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
But other than that, no.
Yeah, it's a weird, there's a tone there that I think is really charming and weird, and
I could see it even in Doctor Strange or whatever in the multiverse. I can sense it there. Definitely.
That script, yeah, I remember going to that movie just for him, and I remember thinking like, wow, this script is garbage, but
yeah, it's not even like a script thing. It's like just the whole tone and vibe he sets up feels very distinct to him, and I think that's super impressive. Yeah, like when you're watching the movie, you know he had his hands on it. You can just feel it.
That's a fun movie to watch. Like her doing like the crawling out of puddles and shit. Like it's just cool shit.
I respect the horror and the gore aspect of a lot. I think it's cool.
There's some good gore in this new one. But
and he's got a brother too. Is his brother an actor?
Yep, Ted Raimi. He was in The Quarry.
Yeah,
weirdly enough, and he's in a bunch of other stuff too. But yeah.
Damn. Cool, dude. Shout out Sam Raimi. Still going, dude. Don't stop.
Yeah, please don't. That was such a fun time. I hope there's more.
Is he your favorite director, you think?
Probably. I think Tarantino's like the safe answer because it's also like I understand that's like a cliched one, but it's also kind of true. Like Inglourious Bastards, I love, and like a lot of that stuff. But I think Sam Raimi, like he's goofy and weird in a way that I appreciate. Like it's not quite like you. If I walked into Send Help, which is like his new one, and no one told me that he directed it, I would know. Like I would know immediately. Cool. I was like, oh, I could tell that he did this.
Yeah, that's great. I love that kind of shit. He did Oz, the Great and the Powerful. I forgot.
Yeah, that was not so good.
I don't remember anything about that movie. I just remember it being kind of inoffensive, but that was a long time ago, so I could be wrong.
That's his weakest one in my opinion. That's definitely like where I'm like, this didn't need to exist. But
Darkman.
Darkman's awesome. Have you seen Darkman?
I feel like I've seen clips of it from friends.
Darkman is insane. There's a scene at a carnival from Darkman that I put on every couple weeks because it's so fucking batshit crazy.
That's awesome. All right, Chris, someone who's not into Sam Raimi, doesn't know anything about him.
Yes.
Where would you point them in a direction to get into his filmography?
I think Evil Dead 2 is like the best. Like Evil Dead 2 to me is like that's a perfectly paced movie. It's like an hour and 22, hour 24. Breezes by quick. It's real charming. It's real weird. There's like some stop motion bullshit in it. It's fun. And then I think those first two, and even the third Spider-Man movie, but that's like more for a diehard. But like the first two Spider-Man movies, I think are great.
Sure. So is Army of Darkness, is that Evil Dead 3?
Yeah. They tried. Okay. They wanted to call it Medieval Dead, which would have been sick. But the studio was like, no one knows what Evil Dead is. You got to call it something else. And so it's Army of Darkness, which is definitely like the goofiest of them. But but it's fun.
It's what they're like fighting skeletons and shit, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I love that shit. Dude, okay, Chris. So yeah, I've known you for a couple years, but I feel like there's still a lot I don't know about you. I know some things you like, but I want to know more. I want to dig in deeper. Maybe the audience doesn't know this, though. But Chris, you're a big gamer, of course. Everyone here is. Before, like right when I joined the company, I knew you were the Bungie guy and all that kind of stuff. Let's go back to little Christopher back in the past. What got Chris or you into gaming? Would you say like the first game you can remember?
Dude, I think like it's so early. Like I don't remember a time where I wasn't playing something or I didn't have access to something. So it's like tricky for me because I don't have that like that discovery moment where I'm just like, oh, this is the, you know what I mean? But I remember vividly, like the earliest memories that I have are Duck Hunt and like the original Mario Brothers. Then I have like, but then mixed in with that is like Tekken 2 for some reason.
Oh, okay.
There's like a 2, weird, dude. There's a weird breadth.
You were born in like what, 1993 or something?
93, yeah, like late 93. So like December of 93. So like ostensibly 94, but.
Okay. So you came out in the Super Nintendo era. Gotcha.
I did, but I never had a Super Nintendo. I had like my parents we had an NES, which was my sister's, I think, and a PlayStation, which I think was also my sister's. And so like, but like that middle period was just kind of like, the SNES and the N64 was kind of like, those are still relatively uncharted for me. Although I like my cousins had SNESs and stuff, so I played a little bit over there. I remember that's where I first played Bubsy, and I remember thinking like, this isn't too bad.
Oh, Bubsy. And
then like later on, everybody was like, this is shit. And I'm like, oh yeah.
One of those things.
I didn't kind of like it.
Dude, apparently the new one is not too bad.
I heard that. It's like a movement.
Check it out.
It's like a movement platformer, right? Where there's like physics and shit. Like, all right. I'm curious about it, but I don't know. There's a lot to play right now.
Yeah, there's so much. It's hard to make time for little Bubsy.
Little Bubsy.
Whatever the hell he has, a Bobcat. Yeah.
But yeah, the earliest, like it was definitely like NES and PS1. But definitely NES must have been the first one because it was Mario, Duck Hunt, and then I think I had like Excite Bike, and there was Shadow of the Ninja, which is like a what the hell was that? There was like they got remade somewhat recently. Although it's a completely different game in the remake. Shadow of the Ninja NES. I can't remember the developer. It was I gotta find this. Natsume.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played the shit out of this, which is probably a little weird because that's definitely like an 80s kind of, or like it came out in 1990, but
yeah.
Still. I think it's probably weird for a kid my age, I guess, to have like that much experience with the NES. Because I think, but I loved that machine. I still have it, but my parents, I think, fucked it up. They kept it in they kept it in the attic.
Oh, okay.
Which is like,
yeah.
It even says on the back of the cartridges. Do you have NES cartridges? They have like
one, in here.
They have labels on the back that say "Do not store in extreme conditions." And my parents apparently were like, "Who cares?"
Yeah.
So my entire NES library is like, they're just like hollow shells. The cartridges don't work. The machine barely works, but it's a shell.
Yeah.
And at least I have the memory of the shell.
Yeah, dude. All right. Shout out NES. PlayStation, Chris. You had the PlayStation. Mm-hmm. I know you like Ape Escape a lot.
Dude.
What happened there?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I think that was the first time I played, like, because the DualShock, like the analog sticks weren't really like that wasn't like a prime focus for a lot of games at that time. Right. And so like I even questioned sometimes like why it was even necessary, because a lot of the games that I was playing just didn't need them and they didn't feel particularly good with them. And that was like the first game that I played that existed, I think, actually, that really kind of required them to function. Like you couldn't just default to the D-pad or the face buttons. Like it was built around the DualShock.
Yeah.
And I just remember feeling like, oh, this is interesting. It played a little bit with like, I remember like rowing the boat and you had to do the it's just, I don't know, it was quirky and demanding, and just like the dubbing was weird, and like the soundtrack I think is awesome. It's got that game just has a vibe to me that I really appreciate. It ain't high art,
no,
as far as narratives go, but for a platformer that like was doing something a little bit unique with its design, and kind of really giving themselves a challenge of like, okay, you're gonna attack with the analog sticks, and the face buttons are gonna be weapon swaps. And I still remember like there was like a radar mechanic. There was like a radar that was one of your things, and you would use the stick to kind of search for like for other apes. And I just thought it was, I don't know, it's a very charming and cool and interesting game, especially for around that time, which was, I think, oh my god, 2000 maybe 99. It was either 99, 2000, or 2001. But because it was after the DualShock, which was, I think, 98.
Came out in Japan 99. Let me see.
Yeah, so that sounds like a 2000. But
no, yeah, came out here in 99 as well, June.
Oh, really? Dude, yeah, I loved Ape Escape. Everything on the PlayStation just had like the startup sound to the original PlayStation is so like, I remember like as a kid being like, this feels like I'm stumbling into something that I shouldn't be stumbling into. The same thing with the original Xbox, actually. Like there's kind of like a mysterious kind of like, I shouldn't be operating whatever this is. Like the Xbox felt like the Xbox at the time when I was like a really little kid felt like an alien supercomputer, and the PS1 felt like I found like an enchanted fucking, I don't even know, like a prism that had like a demon in it or something. It was very like weirdly ominous and really cool. But the PS1's a magic machine to me.
I agree. You know, I think the PS1's the first console I can recall with a boot up kind of sound.
Yeah.
Going on. Everything else was just cartridges before that would start instantly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was
add a lot.
That's what was striking about it, I think, to me, because I don't think I'd seen anything like that up until that point. And I remember being like, what the fuck? Why is it? It's like a whole introduction to this thing.
Yeah.
But I love that sound, dude.
Yeah.
That sound is so good.
Dude, I like you brought this up earlier, but the soundtrack in Ape Escape, the PS1 kind of era and some into the PS2 has a lot of like cool drum and bass and like jungle stuff. And I'm like, dude, it fits so well into these games. Bring that shit back.
Yeah, like I mean,
AAA.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I think there's like a lack of, I don't even know what you would call it, but like there's a lack of focus on strong melody now. I think like now the focus is on like building atmosphere, and so it's a lot of like,
yeah,
you know, it's trying to make you feel something, and it's trying to kind of get you into a certain mood, but there's not a lot of like, I don't know, like memorable like riffs or melodies or like catchy kind of chorus verse kind of structure to a lot of video game music now. I mean, there's exceptions obviously, but
I understand what you're saying.
Far less so than there used to be. Like I remember so many parts of the Ape Escape soundtrack, like so much of it. I have it on my Spotify playlist. Sometimes it'll pop up in the middle of like, I'll be listening to like punk or whatever, and then the Ape Escape will pop up, and I'll be like, yeah, you know what? Okay, all right.
I mean, I played through Ape Escape for the first time a couple of years ago, and it's like, this is still a really cool special game. The controls are very funny for nowadays, especially.
Yeah, R1 to jump.
It's definitely got Wii like stink all over it with the amount of stuff you got to do.
Yeah, it does. It's like early Wii, but like it's like the vibe in that game is like really weird.
Yeah,
like
it's incredible, dude.
Because you're walking through like certain levels and you're like, what the fuck is this even supposed to be? Like you're like there's like it's ancient ruins, but they're floating, and then there's like the enemies don't make sense, and they're like you're eating cookies to stay alive, even though it like doesn't play a part in anything. Like it never comes up why the cookies are there. It's very weird. I still have questions about Ape Escape that have not been answered, and I don't think ever will be.
Those were the good old days where devs didn't try to tie some logic into every single thing that you're doing. It was more just like them like, yeah, it just looks fucking cool. Have some cookies. Little kids like cookies. Make the shit float.
It's a floating island. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
They're monkeys. You got to catch them.
So I miss that for sure. PS1 also. Big Ape Escape guy. What else are you big into?
Oh my god, from the PS1?
Yeah.
I was really like Tony Hawk was like an obvious one. Pro Skater 2 specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really loved the Neversoft Spider-Man games. Those like weird like they were like kind of
Yes, I
loosely
remember
based
those.
on the animated series at the time. Like those were really charming games that I really, really loved. I remember playing a lot of the original Tomb Raider. Like I have memories of it, but like I go back to it now and I'm like, maybe I didn't. Like it's weird. Like I know for a fact I have experience with Tomb Raider, but like it must be like very, very brief or
Right.
maybe super fucking early. But I don't know. I played a lot of weird shit on the PS1.
Yeah.
The PS1 was like that was when I had like the most access to video games up until now, I guess, as an adult with like income. But because like there was a person in our building in Yonkers who they were friends with like my dad or my mom or something. They were friends of my parents, and he liked video games too. And he came over one day. He's like, "Oh, you got a PS1? Like, I can mod that for you."
Whoa.
And I was like, "I don't know what that means."
Yeah.
I'm like 8 or something. I don't know what mods are. I don't have internet. I'm not Googling any of this. So he was like, yeah, bring it up. Next time you come up, bring it up and I'll do something. And so he put in this thing that let me basically like read burnt games.
Yeah.
And so my PS1 library still, I have like a binder full of them. It's like mostly like blank CDRs with like Sharpie written on them. Some of them are mislabeled. Like I know I have Strider 1 and 2, which I also loved, but Strider 1 is Strider 2 and Strider 2 is Strider 1 because I fucked up labeling them.
Dude,
but
I love shit like that. Errors when you're like labeling stuff when you're younger. Like, dude, okay. In my Final Fantasy VII manual, Chris, you have to do a series of inputs at a piano to get the final limit break for Tifa. And it's just wrong what I have written down. Because I tried it like years later. It's just fucking flat out wrong, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but the PS1's a special. Like, I don't know. Like, it kind of blurs together because I played so much. Like, I played a lot of weird movie license trash. Some of it that I really liked, actually. I remember weirdly enough, like, I remember liking... there was an Emperor's New Groove game that I thought was kind of good, actually. But
dude, I bet that sounds sick. I bet it was cool. I'll look this up.
Crash Team Racing, the Crash Bandicoot games, and the Spyro games, obviously. Resident Evil scared me. I was too much of a pussy to play Resident Evil. Because the hallway in the beginning of Resident Evil 1 looks exactly like the mezzanine hallway in our building, and it just fucked me up. I was like, I can't. Really
cool, dude.
It was not. It was not cool. It was like I don't remember it as feeling cool. Like it was like I remember thinking like, where did this happen? I don't want to see this no more. But dude, so I chickened out of the original Resident Evil.
This Emperor's New Groove game looks sick, actually. I would play this.
I don't know how it holds up. I remember having fond memories of it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's rough, but
yeah, like there was like a Bugs Bunny game where you could like burrow underground that I remember kind of liking.
Dude, is it the time traveling one?
Yeah, Lost in Time.
I definitely played that. Yeah.
That's another one where I'm like, maybe that doesn't hold up as well. But I remember the digging underground mechanic. I remember thinking like, this is kind of cool. Yeah. And just like, I don't know, my PS1 shit is all over the place. Crash Team Racing, obviously, big into that one.
Yeah.
That blew my mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the library's too big.
I know you're not really like a Japanese role-playing game kind of guy, but back then, of course, the PS1 was littered with them. Did you try any of them at the time?
I think I had, what the fuck was it? It wasn't anything that like it's not like super recognizable to me. Like it doesn't stand out like a Final Fantasy. It was like it's like Dark something. PS1. What the hell? I don't know. I really kind of dived into it a little bit and I was just like, I don't know if I get this really. There's some games on the PS1 that I own that I never played also. Like I had like a boxing game that I was like, I think I had a NASCAR game. Just because I had every incentive to get as much as possible. But I ended up kind of like there's some of that I appreciate. Like I remember I played the original Final Fantasy VII for the first time in like 2012 or like 2013 on PC when there was like a Steam release, I think. And I remember being like, I dig parts of this, but I don't know if it's my style. Like
for sure.
Like I do love the pre-rendered backgrounds. Like it reminds me a lot of Oddworld.
Yeah.
Oh, Oddworld is another one. Like Oddworld
was
fucking huge. Oddworld scared the shit out of me. Like that was another one.
It's in kind of an ugly game, man. Like everyone looks like disgusting freaks. So yeah,
everyone's ugly. Like the sounds everybody makes is just gross. The sound design is like this pulsating kind of like disturbing hum, you know, in the background of everything. I remember there was a cutscene of like one of the aliens, one of the Mudokons, and he turns to the camera and he's got his eyes sewn shut. And I remember being like, this is fucking...
Chris, you know what it reminds me of tone-wise? It reminds me of the show Courage the Cowardly Dog. I'm like,
right.
There's just something like a little fucked up about this show. A
Dude,
little
I
bit.
love Courage.
Yeah,
awesome.
Exactly. Great show. A little fucked up, though.
Yeah, I remember there were like 2 episodes of that show that really fucked me up. It was like the King Ramses dude with the slab.
Return the slab. Yeah.
That fucked me up. By the time you saw it, you were probably old enough to not be freaked out by that, but like I was like...
Yeah, for sure.
It was like the wrong time for me to see that. I was like, this is... Because he was like made out of like CGI construction paper or something. He was like flat. Like that mixed media stuff I love. Some of the reason why I like Sam Raimi a lot. He does a lot of that stuff too, but...
Absolutely.
But it's... Oddworld... The whole PS1 is like a magical place, but I did kind of like... There's entire swaths of that library that I have not touched or delved into really deeply.
Yeah, of course. There's so many games. Can't play them all.
Yeah.
After that, though, you moved on. Mm-hmm. You changed teams once again. You went to the Xbox side. Was it because of Halo?
No, it was... So, I don't really... I think I was really hungry to try... as much as possible. Like I didn't really have like the idea of a console loyalty to me was kind of crazy. Like I still don't understand it. But like going from having an NES and a PlayStation kind of was just like, oh, there's like different things available everywhere. Yes. And when I heard about this new machine coming out that like didn't have a predecessor, it kind of felt like, oh, you could get in on the ground floor kind of, because I missed the Sega, you know, I was just born too late. I miss Nintendo by a lot. You know, I was just born way too late. And so it felt like, oh, I could get in on the ground floor with this thing. This is like new. It's interesting. It's weird. And I think I had a PS2 and an Xbox at this relatively around the same time. I got the Xbox after the PS2 actually, because my dad wanted the DVD player.
Oh,
my dad wanted the DVD players, if I remember correctly. And so like we had a PS2, but the PS2 was like a Dragon Ball machine for me. Like that was like what that kind of defaulted to. So I didn't really play Jack and Daxter or Ratchet and Clank or any of those. Like I missed out on that entire generation because like on the PS1, I was like, I filled up so hard on platformers that I was like, I want a new machine to do new things. And I didn't really get into fighting games outside of Tekken 2. So like it was like Budokai and Tenkaichi and things like that. And some other select like weird games on PS2. But the Xbox just had like a weird vibe around it that I thought was like cool and interesting. And
yeah.
It had Halo, and I thought that was kind of interesting. I didn't get that into Halo until 2, though. 2 really kind of got me.
Yeah.
But there was like weird, I don't know, the original Xbox had a bunch of weird like brute force and like, I remember playing Bloodwake? Yeah. I don't think I played that one.
Yeah, it's like a boat game.
You know what it was? It was Oddworld Munch's Odyssey that made me want the Xbox.
Oddworld did it. Okay.
Because I loved Oddworld so much, and like it was exclusive to the Xbox. And I remember being like, "Can I please get an Xbox?" And it was fine. Oddworld Munch's Odyssey was not particularly good, but it was interesting. The Spider-Man games, obviously, the Maguire movie-based tie-ins on Xbox were cool. But I don't know. I like fucking around with different machines.
Yeah.
And like playing like weird shit. Like I remember I played like, there was like a Matrix game for the Xbox that I thought was like,
oh my God. Yeah.
So green.
On
it was
PS2.
so fucking green, dude.
Yeah. It was like between the movies or something. I remember there was like some whole canon. It was called
Enter the Matrix. And I don't remember much about it except for I did beat it somehow. And I remember there was like a level called like Into the Rabbit Hole or something. Like, I don't know. It was fine. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
But like, I don't remember a fucking thing about it, to be honest.
Did you ever play Dead to Rights?
I have it. I have it. I have a copy. I never booted it up.
Okay. That seems like a big Chris game, especially at the time. Would have been a sick
I know.
Chris game.
I have a pristine, unopened, shrink wrapped copy of Dead to Rights. And I think there's something so, like, I look at the fact that I own that as so deeply amusing that I kind of don't want to open it.
Yeah.
Because what a stupid unwrapped copy of a game to have. Like, it's like, oh yeah, Ocarina of Time, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Dead to Rights. What are you doing?
Let's see how much Dead to Rights goes on eBay. I'm just curious.
Can't be more than like $6.
$10.
Yeah.
$14. PS2 one $30. Look at that. Xbox one $12.95 complete in box. Wow.
Well, if anybody needs Dead to Rights complete on box, yeah, I have it.
You can maybe sell it to a fan for $50 if you sell it.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
If you sign it, especially.
I got Chris Rankin's copy of Dead to Rights.
Yeah.
You can open it and smell 2002, probably. You know.
Yeah. Dude, there's
so
a PSP version as well. Holy shit. I didn't know that.
The PSP.
Man, the PSP is such a weird machine because I missed out on most of it. Because I never owned one. I borrowed friends to play like certain games, but
yeah.
I need to get a PSP, dude.
I missed most of the library for the PSP, not gonna lie, but I loved that machine.
It was
like,
I remember seeing it, dude, and thinking it felt like the most advanced piece of tech I'd ever seen at the time.
It's, you know what's funny about it is, like, I hold it sometimes and I'm like, it still kind of does. Like, there's something about it that is like, that's a very elegantly designed piece of tech.
It's just slick, man. Yeah, it is so slick.
Even with the weird kind of like, it's a little chonky. Mm-hmm. You know, it's got like that weird like speaker analog stick that's like not the best, but like I loved that thing way more than the Vita. Not because it was like a better machine than the Vita, but like I just feel like the vibe around the PSP, like the feeling of that machine was just so interesting and cool. It was the first time that I remember being like, yo, you can get like console quality shit in your pocket.
Yeah.
Like straight up. Like it was earlier in that console generation, but it was like console quality. Like there was a reskin. I remember this very vividly. Because I got one of the first things I got was Spider-Man 2 on the PSP. Because I was like a rabid fan. I needed it. And it was Spider-Man 2, but it was like this weird, like reskinned version of Spider-Man 1 for the Xbox and PS2, made to kind of retrofit to kind of like fit the story of Spider-Man 2. So they had some like bespoke boss battles and some bespoke levels, but it was a lot of like, you know, the old stuff from the original game. But I remember being like, this plays like a game on the Xbox or like a game on the PlayStation 2. Like it's insane that this is in my pocket.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal Head On was another one that I really liked on that.
Yeah, that was a launch game, I remember.
That was sick. But I wish I delved deeper into the PSP library, honestly. Like, I didn't really get that much time. There were games that I was curious about, too. Like, Death Jr. kind of caught my eye, but I never got around to playing.
Dude, I remember that. What a pull, Death Jr.
I don't even know if it's any good. Like I heard like mixed things about it, but like it was striking to me, and I remember looking at it being like, yeah, maybe one day I'll get that, but I just kind of
let's see.
I just never did.
Junior PSP version. What do we got here?
That was the first look at the cross media bar too for PS3, and I remember that feeling like next gen.
7 out of 10 on IGN.
Oh, that sounds highly playable, actually.
Dude, Death Jr. on PSP on eBay right now or on Amazon is $100.
Fuck. Oh my god.
I don't
Fuck
know. That's
me and my
everywhere.
copy of Dead to Rights, man. I made the wrong choice, clearly.
Okay, hold on. Let's try eBay, dude. Looking a little cheaper. It looks like I can find one for $40.
Okay, that's still kind of.
It's still like more expensive than you'd think.
That's that's. You could get an entire Concord for that.
Exactly. You could have got Concord. Yeah. Spend your money on Marathon instead.
Oh boy.
Which I did pre-order, Chris. I'm very excited to play that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, cool. I got the that.
Oh, you got the statue, dude. Bring it up here.
Yeah, I was curious. Well,
bring it up here, dude.
I can't really. I can bring the statue.
That's what I meant.
The box is over there. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, bring the statue.
It might take a second.
Taking time. Stand by, listeners. Chris is getting his. I almost said Concord. His Marathon statue he got. Apologies, audio listeners. You won't get to see it. Here he comes. Ooh. Okay.
Oh.
That's pretty big, actually.
It's fucking huge, dude. It was way bigger than I was expecting. The box is bigger too. Like that box is deceptively. It's like a foot tall. But yeah, dude, it's pretty slick.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would. I just kind of did it because I was like, I never really buy these things. And I know I'm going to be playing it for a while. But
oh hell yeah,
interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
I have. I mean, I know I'll like it. I'm hoping for a good, rollout and good support.
Of course, yeah. Got to see how how it goes along. I really like the visuals of the game. I think the art direction's superb.
Yeah,
they really help separate it.
I'm glad they fixed some of the outdoor, because the only thing that I remember liking the visual style too a lot, and I still do. But I remember the one thing that when I was playing the alpha was like, or the open alpha in March or something of last year, that like the outdoors felt like undercooked. Like I remember like it just kind of felt like the indoors look great, and then you go outdoors and it's like it's a completely like like the indoors feel finished and the outdoor felt like
what I mean that's probably the case.
Yeah, but they did a lot, man. I'm kind of surprised personally that they managed to turn the narrative around as quick as they did, because I felt like there was I mean, I've always been not always been a believer, I shouldn't say that, but like I've always been like at least intentionally curious about it. Even to the point where like when I first was playing the alpha, I was like for the first like 4 hours or first 4 hours, I was like, I don't know if I really understand what this genre is. I don't know if I get it. But I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm surprised that they managed to, because this was the cool to hate game for a hot minute.
It was, yeah.
And now it's just kind of not. Like I'm sure there's some people still.
Highguard took that away. Highguard absolved all of its sins.
We'll talk about Highguard.
Yeah,
don't you worry.
We will talk about Highguard. Yeah, yeah. I really like extraction shooters, and I think Bungie's shooting is always fantastic. So I'm very excited. I'm very curious, because you were a fan of the original Marathon and all that lore and stuff going on in there. How do you feel about it here?
I think it's been a minute. I'm like really, really out of practice with that shit. I've actually been like trying to catch up a little bit and like doing a little bit of research just to get myself into the right headspace to really like kind of take in all the stuff that they're trying to do. But I think it's cool. Like I think selfishly, do I wish we had another single player Marathon game? Yes. But I think the spin that they're doing is cool. I think the world of Marathon is really like weird and kooky in ways that like it's really it really is kind of mind bending and difficult to even wrap your head around. But I think it's a good environment for, like, it makes sense that there would be like an extraction type thing happening in that universe. So like I'm all aboard. I'm curious about it. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. I think it's very smart launching that game at $40. Good job.
Yeah. You couldn't do. You can't
do full price for that kind of shit anymore.
Nah. I mean, I remember back then, back in Overwatch time, thinking like $60 for just Overwatch. Yeah. I remember to me that felt kind of crazy. Although I guess it was
console only.
Yeah, but also Overwatch was I think 40, but I think like
it was 40 on PC and 60 on consoles.
Oh really? Oh, I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. All right, I want to ask you about one more time in your life gaming wise. The 360. Sure. I know you love this generation a lot. I hear you talk about it quite frequently.
Yeah.
What did it? What got you? What made you go with the Xbox 360 over PS3?
I mean, it was first.
It was, yeah.
It was first, and also Halo was on it, and that was like the big thing. That was
enough.
But I remember, honestly, the real answer is that like I remember going to my cousin's house in I think it was Carmel or Carmel. I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't know how you pronounce the place. I know Caramel or whatever the fuck, but it's New York. It's like kind of upstate, and he was kind of a video game guy. Like he got me into a lot of stuff, and I remember he had the Xbox 360 before I even knew that there was going to be another. Like I didn't pay attention to like the industry.
Yeah,
like I wasn't on websites. I wasn't reading magazines really. Like I had the occasional like Prima strategy guide, and I had the occasional like Game Informer, but like I was a fucking idiot. I was like looking through pictures and shit. Like, you know what I mean? So like I wasn't really that clued in. And so like I went over his house one day and he's like, "Chris, look at this." and he shows me this like white box, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then he pulls out this like wireless controller, the 360 controller, and he turns it on from across the room. And I remember being like, what the fuck? You just turned your console on from across the room. And then like it started up and it was like Xbox. I was like, this is an Xbox? It just like, it was just like a day. It couldn't have happened in a more like perfect way because like I just straight up didn't know anything about it. I didn't know that anything was happening. I thought I was like still relevant with my Xbox. You know what I mean? Like I thought like I think I had just got it like maybe like 2 years before, you know, I got my Xbox a little bit late. So like there being a new thing just didn't even cross my mind because it was still so new to me. And so I go over to his house and he's turning it on from across the thing. He's opening the disc tray with like the button on the controller. And I'm like, he's hooking up his iPod to it and he's playing his music over like this racing game that he's playing. And then he boots up fucking Fight Night. Oh my God, what was that? I don't remember. 2000 Fight Night 2005 or 2006 or something. Mm-hmm. It was like one of the early, must have been like a launch game, if not launch window. And I remember looking at it, I was like, this looks like real fucking people.
Yeah.
And honestly, still to this day, if you look up that footage from like the original Fight Night for 360, it still actually looks very impressive. So at the time, it just kind of, I was just enamored with that machine because I just didn't, it fucking blew my mind. And so I was just begging for it. And I was just like, yo, I know there's a PlayStation probably they're coming out sometime at some point. Like I really don't care. This thing really blew my mind.
Yeah.
And so I was just taken with it. Even just like the weird design of it, like the white and like it had like the kind of like hourglass kind of thing going on. It had the light, the what is it? The the green lights on it. It was just a cool bit of kit. The hard drive swapping out, I remember thinking that was fucking cool. And so like that really got me. And then I got one, I think in the summer of 2007, just before Halo 3. And then it just kind of like, that really kind of set it where I was like, oh, Xbox Live. What is this? I never had Xbox Live. My parents wouldn't let me go on Xbox Live because I was like a child.
Yeah.
And I didn't really understand it. I didn't really get the point. Like I was like, I have my single player games. I have like my couch multiplayer. I have Fusion Frenzy. What do I need?
Yeah.
What do I need? What do I need other people for? And then I got an Xbox Live account. I hooked it up and I was downloading demos to the machine. And I was like, I can just download games. Everything about it just blew my mind. Yeah. Like it was like overnight, like from one generation to the next, I still to this day don't feel like there's going to be, or there ever has been, a greater like shift in how much a console can do out of the box from one generation to the next. Like that was like the biggest shift that there's ever.
Sure.
Because like, I mean, the PS4 and the PS5 functionally, they are the PS3 and the 360. Like they do different things, but like functionally, like the big things, like, oh, you can download games to your machine. Oh, you can connect, online with other people. Oh, it's got a social network built into it. Oh, you can add friends on this. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Mm-hmm. Everything about it. And this was before I had social media and all this stuff. So it was just like a lot at once. And so it just felt like this like massive evolution. And then the games, I remember playing the Lost Planet multiplayer demo because I was curious about it. What is this? Oh, it's free. Cool. I get to play a game for free. What the fuck? And I was like playing with other people, and it kind of broke my brain a little bit. It was like, I'm playing with somebody, but they're not with me. And it's like that's a seminal moment for me.
Oh, everyone's got that moment. Their first time doing something like that. Yeah.
Meeting your first online friend. And it's just somebody that you've just never spoken to, never met before, never will meet. Yeah. It's just interesting shit. And then I jumped into Halo 2, which I already loved. But then like that was like a whole new, like, oh, there's an entire side to this that I didn't know. Because I would just spend time in the multiplayer maps, just running around shooting, like breaking vehicles and shit, like alone, or like with like my, my cousins or like my family or my friends or whatever in split screen. And so seeing like a full like big team battle, like Halo 2 match, I remember being like, this is fucking amazing, man. Yeah. I can't believe I've been missing out on this, like for however many years it had been. So I was just taken with that machine. Like it was a moment of a lot of firsts for me. Yeah. First experience with like the concept of a social media, first experience being able to download anything, first real exposure to the internet in that way, being able to like, oh, I have friends at school and, you know, I'm going to come home and I can't talk to my friends really. Oh, but I can because we're going to get into an Xbox Live party chat or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just a very special machine to me. And the PS3, I'm sure, is a similar thing for a lot of people, but the PS3 was just so outside of my price range.
Sure, yeah.
And just so, yeah, it was just such a, like, I didn't get a PS3 until like 2012, like when they had the Slim. Mm-hmm. And that thing was gorgeous. I still think that's one of my favorite console designs, that first PS3 Slim. It's a nice machine.
Yeah.
But yeah. Cool,
man. Dig the little history, getting to know your tastes, all that stuff. Good shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. If you want to support us, should have said this earlier, but go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. You can get early ad-free access to all of our shows, including Sacred Symbols and Sacred Symbols Plus, which Chris is a co-host on. But you already probably know that. Especially if you like PlayStation, go check it out.
Yeah.
If you want some merch, go to laststandmedia.store. Micah will send the merch straight from the Moriarty house, so make her work. Bring Out the Olives wrote, "Hey Brad, introduce Chris like how Wesker says it in the volcano in Resident Evil 5. I know exactly what he's talking about. Chris!
Oh no,
That's
man.
exactly how he says it.
Resident Evil 5 is that's a weird one, man. I like that game.
Is. Yo, I love Resident Evil 5. Absolutely.
I haven't played it in a long time though. I gotta replay it.
Yeah.
I got into Resident Evil super late because I was too chicken to play the original.
Yeah. Was like 4 your first one, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I dabbled with them on multiple occasions.
But making it through.
The first time making it through was probably 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
that was the one, man. Yeah.
And then I still and then I played a little bit of 5 and I remember being like, I like this, but I couldn't, I think I played it at friends' houses. So I didn't have it. Like I didn't own it. So I could never finish it. And I think it was 2 Remake that really got me like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm ready.
Yeah. Excellent. Let's see here. A rabbit that only eats hawks wrote in and said, has Chris or Brad ever gone fishing in real life?
No.
Interesting.
I don't think so. I feel like I would remember, but like we used to do a lot of weird stuff when I was like young. Like I feel like my parents used to take us out and do like weird, like we would do camping trips and like we would go on vacations that I just don't remember. So like it's potentially possible, but not to the degree that I would remember it.
Right.
I've never gone fishing.
I've gone fishing a couple of times, I remember, because we live relatively close to a lake, or decent sized lake you can fish at, and it's just kind of boring. Not for me. I get it. Some people like just chilling and talking and sitting there. It's totally fine, but I don't give a shit. Like I'm not going to catch the fish and eat it. So
yeah, I would. Really I think I'd like to do it just to see if I would like it. But I think yeah, I mean, I grew up in Yonkers, you know, like it's Yonkers and like New York City and the Bronx. There's not really like you're kind of far away from any place that I mean, you could theoretically fish closer, but like it'd be pretty dubious fish you'd be catching.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't really that in reach for me.
Yeah.
But I've been curious about it. I don't know anybody who likes to fish either. So like I don't, you know, it's just kind of that thing where it's just like if I find myself fishing eventually, like I'll definitely do it. But the likelihood of that is fucking incredibly
very low.
Like maybe when I have a kid.
Yeah, dude, you gotta take the kid fishing at least once.
Yeah,
even if you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Right. I think it's a cool thing.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Very weird question, but I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, like weird ones. Let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, man.
Highguard. The story around this game has been extremely fascinating. Concord 2.0, everyone's calling it. Jeff Keighley hyping this game up like I've never seen him hype up a game ever. For some reason, just like backing it so hard. Drama all over the place, but it's actually out now. Chris, you have played Highguard.
I've played.
Have you played the new 5v5 mode?
I have.
Okay. Let me read some of these questions first, then we'll get into all your impressions and all that kind of stuff. Ding Dong wrote in and said, "Hey, Summon Sign crew. I wanted to ask about Highguard. How does the shooting feel? How's the level design? And do you think it has real long-term replayability as a hero shooter? I was always at a Call of Duty. I was away at a Call of Duty tournament, so I won't get to play it until after this goes live. Also, the horse riding I've seen reminds me of Paladins, which I thought was a solid hero shooter. Do you see that comparison at all?" And I'll also read this. This is from Sam. "Hey, Summoners. Have y'all tried the 5v5 mode in Highguard? I only played 2 matches on launch day, and I found it boring because either team got rolled and the depth of the game was missing. With 5 players, I'm constantly finding fights, gaining money from kills, and the siege phase is chaotic and interesting. The extra income I'm gaining actually makes the shop interesting, and the team fights that decide who gets to put in the shield breaker are tense and exciting. Plus, I've also seen that I can put players behind by either stealing money from the enemy side or killing them frequently. Poorer players are running around with weaker armor, making it much more satisfying when I make smart map plays, and I know I'm going to have top frags on my team." It's like this was the mode Jeff and those influencers played when they made that weird hostage video.
Oh boy, man. Where do you even begin?
A lot here. Let's start with the very beginning, Chris, how it was. The 3v3 mode.
Right.
What the hell is it? What do you do in Highguard?
Yeah, so like this requires a bit of breaking down. It's a very weird game. Like I'm sure that there are maybe like some other multiplayer games like it, but like I've not played anything quite like it. I've seen a lot of comparisons to Paladins. I have no experience with Paladins. I can't speak to that. But so like it's like a phase oriented multiplayer game. So like it's not team deathmatch or capture the flag or anything. It's like built almost more like different stages and different like goals for each stage. So like the beginning is fortify your base, and that's like a minute or something, maybe a minute 20 seconds, something like that. And then after that, you're kind of let out of your base into this open world map kind of situation where you have to either open chests to find armor, helmets, better tier weapons, or mine crystals with like this weird like Fortnite mechanic to get money for the shop, and the shop lets you also buy some of the stuff that you might be looting for or whatever. And that period lasts about and by the way, I'm like, this is approximate, about 2 minutes, it feels like. And then when that phase is done, a shield breaker spawns in the middle of the map. So this is like basically like a totem, like a capture the flag or like a bomb. And it spawns in the middle of the map, or not necessarily in the middle of the map, but like in different places. It'll say Stormbreaker forming at whatever. And so that'll draw everybody's attention to that location. And so then it's like a fight over that thing. Then whoever gets that thing takes it to the enemy base. Then another preparation phase begins for those people who are getting raided. A big battering ram comes out, smashes the. It's actually a cool visual. Smashes the shield open, and then the base is under assault, where the enemy team that raids it has to plant bombs in either 2 generators or the big main one for an instant win. That one's further away, harder to reach.
Right.
And if that's where the game will either end, where like the team will lose and then, you know, the generators are destroyed, or they'll only get 1 generator or they'll get no generators, and then the game will reset back to the original fortification. For the fortification, go out, loot, mine, Stormbreaker forms, fight, raid, repeat, or win. And so the formula of it, I think, is actually kind of interesting. It's not necessarily what I thought it was going to be from the trailers. It kind of made it seem a little bit more generic from the way that they showed it off. I thought it was going to be a pretty standard hero shooter, and I think to its credit, it isn't. There's a lot more going on. Even the hero shooter aspect I thought was like kind of weird, because like you have heroes with like specific L1s or LBs and like special ultimates, but their weapons are like that functions more like a battle royale or like an arena shooter, where like you can pick your like 2 players who are running different classes can have the same weapons, in other words, which is not how a hero shooter works typically. Like, you know, Tracer has her stuff and, you know, Roadhog has his whatever. So it's a lot of different things. And it's weird. Like, I found it fun and engaging and kind of interesting. I thought it played very well. Like, the gameplay itself feels, I think, like when you're in combat, I think it feels very good. It feels like Titanfall or like Apex, like that kind of multiplayer shooter. Like, there's like that type of tactility to it. There's that type of movement to it. The horse is really cool. And so like it feels kind of cool to engage in fights. The issue with the 3v3 though is that, how do I even put this? It's when you're starting a multiplayer game in anything and there's you have that guaranteed like minute and a half of fortification, and you have like a guaranteed other 2 minutes of kind of running around mining, looking for stuff in chests. You essentially have a combined like 3.5 minutes of no action happening.
Yeah.
That is always pre-designated to happen in that way, essentially. You know, like it's always the first 3 minutes of the match is pretty much always going to be nothing or like building yourself up. And even to the degree that they want that to be engaging, it's a little bit flat. Like the weapon rarity kind of follows like Destiny rules. So there's like gray, green, blue, you know, it's that kind of tier, but there's not that many like variations. There's not a huge loot pool. So it kind of ends up feeling like, oh, I'll just use the SMG or I'll just use the the assault rifle or whatever. And so that's not that interesting. The overworld doesn't have any PvE elements, which it feels like it desperately.
I was going to say, there's nothing in
the
the world trying to kill you during all this.
No, and you'd think like, oh well, maybe like maybe there'd be like a boss or like a mini boss that like if you kill, it'll drop loot that's higher tier for like that would typically spawn in a later wave. But like that doesn't really happen. And I know there's people going to be saying, well, there's a lot of games that are popular right now that don't guarantee combat in the first like 10 seconds. I mean, extraction shooters are a great example. You can get through an entire extraction match without fighting anybody, and people don't find that boring. And I think the distinction is that like there's always the possibility in an extraction shooter that a fight will happen. And there's incentives to engage or not. Whereas this, it's like there's entire swaths of time that are guaranteed to not have combat. Unless you really go out of your way, which doesn't make sense for you to do. So that's kind of difficult.
Yeah, I think with the extraction shooters though, it's like, yeah, but if you die in an extraction shooter, you lose everything. So it's already way higher stakes. Like I assume if you die here, you just respawn.
Yeah, you respawn, and it's really not that big of a deal. You lose maybe some. I think if resources. You lose something. I don't know. I didn't feel like I lost really anything by dying.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no tension, and the tension is what makes those potentially boring moments in extraction shooters feel less so. Whereas like this, it's like, oh, it's the fortification stage. And by the way, the fortification stage is also really kind of undercooked, where there are certain walls that are destructible and certain walls that aren't, which is like, that's fine. I think that's actually completely fine. But you can only reinforce walls, and that's it. That's all you can do. You can't like set up traps. You can't set up like, I don't know, when the siege tower arrives, it's like battering. And like, as long as the siege tower is there, then the enemies can respawn during the raid on your base. And you'd think that like, if there's like fortification, it's like, oh, well, maybe you can set up like cannons to like shoot the siege tower to do damage to it, so it stays there. It doesn't stay there as long, so you know what I mean. So they don't have as much time to raid. There's big portions of this game that feel just kind of like underdeveloped, which is weird because the premise actually feels like overcooked. Like it feels like there's actually like fortification, go loot, go mine. And now it's capture the flag, and now it's generator defense, and you know what I mean. Like it feels like a lot going on, but the individual components that make up the individual waves and stages feel undercooked. It feels like it needs PvE in that open section. It feels like it needs a wider loot variety. It feels like the fortification stage needs more options than just reinforced wall. And so like, yeah, that like those are the issues. When you're fighting, it feels really good. I actually really dig. Like it feels like headshots feel satisfying, sniping feels satisfying, shooting a mount and watching it like despawn and like having them like kind of, oh, where the fuck did my like it is fun and it feels good. But that happens too infrequently. until the raid, which I think is actually the strongest part of the game. So the issue with the 5v5 that I had was that, okay, so the beginning of the match is kind of boring, right? And there's not a lot going on, but you are building towards a crescendo in the raid where you're, planting bombs and stuff. And that feels really fun and really good and really engaging, and I'm into it. The problem now with 5v5 is almost like, yeah, the beginning of the match is a lot more fun because now people are like encouraged to kind of like, oh, I don't necessarily have to mine everything. Now I can kind of go and seek out a fight. There's more ground to cover, so there's more combat earlier on. But now the ending where the raid happens is a clusterfuck because it's a space that's designed for 6 people at maximum, and now there's 10 people running around with insane movement, insane super abilities, and it just like now the end feels like chaotic and indiscernible, and there's less strategy going on, but the earlier parts are more engaging. So the game's kind of in a hard spot where like I don't know if you can really put a band-aid over that. Like I think what needs to happen, I think 5v5 is probably a good call. I think my personal opinion is that like I think 4v4 might be the sweet spot. But they need to make those. They need to spots make the bigger. Like the base needs to be bigger, and I don't know if you can. I don't know if that's something that you can really just do overnight. You know, like that seems like a lot more work than just adding more players in. I also think 3v3 could work still, but like again, there needs to be a more fleshed out fortification system. There needs to be some PvE element. You know what I mean? Even if it's just bullet sponge, even if it's just a bullet sponge that doesn't attack, like it just needs something to engage with that isn't a crystal coming out of the ground or a box that you open. Yeah, like it just feels very stale.
It needs like creeps, like in a MOBA or something like that, where you can just go off and creep and get gold and all that kind of stuff to fight.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like
I'm really surprised they don't have that. That seems so weird to me.
It feels like it wants to be a MOBA.
Yeah,
like there's parts of it that like I'm playing it and I'm like, I don't even like MOBAs that much. Like I played a fair bit of Deadlocked and I thought it was kind of good, but like I think MOBAs are just like not necessarily my cup of tea ultimately. Right. But as I was playing this game, I was like, I feel like there should be like enemies kind of coming, like mobs.
Yeah,
because this is kind of
you don't have to worry about builds or anything, right? You're not crafting gear. You're mostly just picking up stuff.
Yeah, not to my knowledge. It's very scavenge oriented, and the weapon pool is fairly small, and yeah, I don't know. I'm torn on it because I think it is fun, and I think it's like interesting, but like the issues that it has, I just don't think can be solved overnight. Like they need to build AI, which if they didn't plan on doing that, that's not an overnight fix. They can't build making the bases bigger and having the distance between the generators way higher. Yeah. Like there's entire assets that are pre-designated. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It seems like think about arc raiders. Of course, the most intense experience is the other players, but the fact that the arcs themselves are there and they're a threat adds a lot to the game and a lot of danger to it. It feels like to me, from what you said about this game, it's like the team seemed like mixed on what this game should be or something like that. There's no coherent vision. It just kind of feels like it's a bunch of patchwork things and they're trying to make it work well together. Some of it might, but they really need to change like core concepts. Like you're saying, the bases at the end, you probably should make those bigger. From what you've told me, I think it should be 5v5 is like the normal mode now. They should do that. Then they should just make the bases a little bit bigger so you can have a little more engaging early game or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I do... One thing I will say is that like I do recommend that people, if you're curious about it, I recommend trying it out because I think like it feels good to play like in parts and the combat is good. And I think there's enough interesting stuff there that might kind of catch people's curiosity. And it's also free. Like you really don't have anything to lose by like educating yourself on like what an experience is like before you like judge it or whatever. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like I don't hate it. Like it's far from like a bad game in my opinion. I just think like, again, it's just, it's a little undercooked. I think you could remove entire phases. Like, I really think the fortification shit doesn't matter at all. Like, it's so bare bones and so uninvolved that, like, I think you could fix a lot by just starting the player off in the loot phase, actually. Like, I think, like, just don't even bother with the fortifications. Because if you can only reinforce a wall once, like, I don't see the point. Like, if you can't set traps, if you can't set, like, cannons, if you can't, like, arm... I don't know. There's just not, there's nothing there.
Right.
So it strikes me as like, this isn't even close to worthy of spending time on in the beginning of the match and in between. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts on it.
Yeah.
I haven't fucked around with too many of the characters. Like there's a tutorial character that I didn't care too much for because he was kind of like a brute character, but there was a lightning guy, Atticus, I think. Yeah. I tried him and like I was kind of getting good with him, so I was like, I'll stick with this guy. So I don't know how a lot of the other characters play. I don't know if there's like ideal team synergies or whatever. Although I can't imagine there would be if there's 5v5 now. Like, and now it feels kind of trivial. But I do kind of agree with some of the criticism that I've seen, where it's just like the 5v5 is more fun, but it does take away from like what feels very competitive at the end.
Yeah.
Whereas like the end just kind of feels like it starts to feel like Destiny 2, like a raid or you know what I mean? It feels like Dynasty Warriors at the end now, where it's just like it's just a bunch of shit popping off and you can't make heads or tails or anything. And on top of that, walls are exploding. So it's very messy. But it's an interesting time, and the gunplay is it's pretty solid. I don't want to say very good because like it's not. Apex was never my Apex Legends and like Titanfall 2. Like I loved Titanfall 2 for reasons outside of the gunplay. Actually, like I thought the story was good, and I thought the movement felt pretty snappy, and the gunplay felt serviceable and good in those games. But like it was never like my ideal, but it feels as good, I think. So if you're into that kind of thing, or if you're into those games, I think you'd find something to like here, and you might even be sucked in by the weird offbeat kind of progression and loop that it's got going on. But
yeah.
Yeah,
it sure is an interesting game. I would like to try it sometime because I am super curious about this game. I think the quick adding the 5v5 mode pretty quickly was a good idea.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can be agile in I guess updating the game, because this game has a lot going against it right now.
Yeah,
people
it's
do
also
not like this game.
It's cool to hate it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games that's cool to hate it right now.
Yeah.
What do you think about like the characters? Do you like any of them? Do you think they look good?
I think some of them look good. I think there's well, here's the thing, right? Like the characters, in my opinion, look fine, right? Like there's nothing particularly standoutish. Like it's not like Concord to me was like actively ugly.
Yeah.
Like I actively thought like this is an ugly design, or like these are ugly colors.
Yeah, like that like blueberry looking bitch or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't like anything about that game really, visually. This game doesn't have that problem. I think it looks fine, but like it like Highguard isn't actively ugly. It's just not that interesting. You know, like it's just kind of, it's very forgettable and very bland. Some characters look good. They gave some of the girls a fucking thick dumpy, dude.
Nice.
But outside of it, you're not pulling people away from Marvel Rivals, you know?
No, not really.
If you're into that stuff, like that audience is well satiated.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I think ultimately the characters are fine. I don't particularly see much. Like I can't imagine fan art.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, and I think that's kind of a problem, dude.
Yeah,
you're doing games with these like characters that you want people to be into. Everyone's just like, "What the fuck is this? I don't want to be this character." I'm like looking at them, and I'm like, none of them are really that cool.
Yeah, they're very inoffensive, which again, Concord I think was like the opposite, or not the opposite.
Yeah,
but Concord was like offensively ugly in my humble opinion. But like, yeah, this one doesn't have that problem. It's just you look at it and you're just kind of like, I feel like I've seen this before, or like this looks like it could have been in like a mobile game ad or like it just it's like they're fine. They're trying to build lore or whatever. Like there's like character chatter in like the fortification phase where they're like trying to build
it's like
something, but like I don't give a shit.
Listen, man, people have to like your characters and care about them for you to even consider putting in lore like that.
I mean, the Overwatch was smart because they had the character trailers, like the kind of, and Team Fortress also would like meet the whatever. And Marathon's doing that. Marathon's doing that now
sort
too.
of charm or personality, I would say, compared to like think about the very first time we saw Overwatch, Chris, where it was Winston and Tracer fighting against Widow and Reaper.
Right.
This like 5-minute, really nice cinematic. And their designs already looked really cool. You're getting some like emotional attachment for them. And it's just like, you see this, you see fucking Slade here. It's like,
I don't even know which one
Slade looks like a...
Is Slade the Street Fighter guy? The guy who looks like
he looks like Jonesy from Fortnite, like in Unreal Engine or something now. Or I guess he already is.
Yeah.
But yeah. Or like a scuffed Ken, yeah.
He does. He looks like he belongs in like a fighting game.
Yeah.
But I think like the fact that they don't have any of that, like they didn't do any of the groundwork for that, kind of like maybe these could be interesting characters, but I don't think so. But even if
you can't get people interested visually right away, don't even bother.
What's funny about it is that like even Marathon is doing like they're doing the cinematics now for like for the shells, and those aren't even characters. Those are literally just shells.
Yeah.
That you inhabit. There's no lore as far as I know. Maybe there is actually, but even they know that like, you got to present these archetypes, and you have to present these classes in ways that are kind of interesting beyond just the gameplay.
Yeah.
And maybe they were just between a lock and a hard place, or maybe they just didn't have the budget where they were just like, we have the budget to do that, or they were just like, fuck, everybody hates our game already.
Yeah.
We should probably just shut up and let the game speak for itself. I could see that being a valid strategy, but the consequence is that like I don't give a shit about any of these characters.
I don't know
at all.
I just think whoever approved like the character designs or whatever had bad judgment, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like you can look at like anyone can look at these characters, any like person in the gaming space, and just be like, he's like really kind of just boring. Like I'm looking at the Marathon characters, and they all kind of have this similar like robot vibe going on there, but they look different enough where I'm like, they look kind of cool actually.
Yeah,
I like the way they look a lot more.
They got a weird plastic.
Yeah, because they're like robots, like you said, shells.
Yeah, they're like freshly printed 3D.
Yeah, kits. Like even that your statue, that character you showed, the thief or whatever, I think looks better than every character in Highguard.
Yeah, and she's monochromatic. It's like it's like a one color character, and it's just plain white.
Exactly,
and it's more striking. It's more striking than anything here. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. I recommend trying it out for the people who are curious, because I think ultimately I just think it benefits you to come at criticism from a place of being informed, as opposed to just kind of like, nothing's more cringe than bandwagon stuff, in my opinion,
for sure.
But if this is not your kind of game, I totally like it makes perfect sense. Like,
for sure. Yeah, I definitely want to try it myself and see how it is. As someone who likes hero shooters like Overwatch a lot, I am curious about this, how their spin on it. But I don't know. Hopefully, I'm not rooting for this game to shut down by any means. I hope it continues to improve.
No, yeah. I hope they figure out a way to turn it around, and maybe they have some updates planned that maybe already kind of alleviate some of this stuff. I don't really know.
Yeah.
What I do know is that it's kind of a bad time for a game like this for me.
Yeah.
Because there's, I mean, not only is it's just been an unusually strong several months for multiplayer games. Like COD notwithstanding, COD dropped the ball really hard, but. Arc Raiders is huge. People still play that. Battlefield is uncharacteristically good this time around, and Marathon's right on the horizon, and so that's going to be like a big thing for a lot of people. For me, especially, where I'm just like I just don't have room for a game like this. And you got to come out sometime. It's not their fault necessarily that they're
Right.
releasing
Yeah,
among other things, but it is a factor where like I almost wonder like if Marathon wasn't around the corner or so close, like would I be playing this a little bit more? Like, and I don't know, maybe it's potentially possible, but it's irrelevant because I won't.
Yeah,
because there's something else in
it's
the
like what Marathon's like what a month away.
It's like a month away from the official thing, and then there's like a free period. There's like a free weekend before, so potentially
which is smart. Honestly, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's smart.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Marathon. March 5th is the official release date, so a little more than a month from now.
Yeah,
super curious. I haven't played a Bungie game in a long time, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, dude, me neither, really. Like, I mean, Destiny 2 came out in 2017. You know, like it's been about 9 years since the last time they came out with something like truly, like from the ground up different. You know,
yeah, very much looking forward to it. But yeah, like Chris was saying, if you got time, you're curious, give Highguard a spin. Decide for yourself always if you can. All right.
Oh, one thing I did want to say, it is 20 gigabytes, so like it's kind of nice.
That's pretty small.
Yeah, that was one of the things where I was like, if this is more than like, if this is another one of these multiplayer games where like I install this thing and it's like 70 plus gigabytes, I'm gonna blow my fucking head off. But it's a reasonable size, I think. So that might factor into some people.
Hell yeah, dude. Very good. All right, let's talk quickly about what I've been playing a little bit, which is Code Vein 2. So this is a Souls-like from Bandai Namco. Just think anime Souls, pretty much. There you go. The sequel, of course. I played the original back in the day. I reviewed it, actually, and it was good. I enjoyed my time with it. Had some problems, but it was good overall. I had a good time with it. It's not a game that's going to get you into the genre whatsoever, and that is the case with this one as well. If you don't like Souls-likes or anything like that, you probably won't care unless you want to goon to some anime waifus, then maybe you have that chance here. But I played about 3 hours of the game, so not a whole lot of time because I was working on another game, which we'll get into later. But Code Vein 2 is an interesting game. There's some... Hold on, let me read some of these, and then I'll answer some stuff people are asking questions about. Buddha Loves Ice Cream wrote in, said, "Sup, fellas. Brad, is Code Vein 2 running poorly for you? I've seen people say they have issues online, and I had lots of issues with the first game when it didn't finish it even though I was enjoying it." Then Soul Cracker number 1 said, "Howdy, BC. Never having played Code Vein, I have a question. How much of a Souls-like is the sequel? And what are some things that separate from software games?" Okay, so first of all, we'll address Buddha here. Performance-wise, I am playing on a PC, so I'm playing the Steam version. Performance-wise, it's been fine for me. I haven't had any crazy frame drops or anything like that. I do know Dustin played the game on PS5, though, and he's played a lot more of the game than me, and he said he had a lot of frame rate issues. He also has a video out on his YouTube channel, Dustin Can Fly, if you want to see his thoughts on Code Vein and the PS5 version specifically. But I am playing on PC, and it seems to be running fine from what I can understand. I'm not noticing anything that's interfering too much. So far, so good there. And so Code Vein, something that separates it from software games is kind of, aside from its like visual aspects and all that kind of stuff, gameplay wise, it shares some similarities, like, you know, you rest at your bonfire kind of thing like that. You die, you pick up your souls and all that kind of stuff. But how it works in the sense of your character progression is pretty different. So you do level up your character, but when you level up a character, it just levels up stats, as far as I can tell, just on its own. You don't select, like, I want to level up strength here, like 2 points of strength, 2 points of vitality. No, it's just does it all on its own. Oh. However, you equip these things called, I think they're called blood codes, which are essentially like your class systems. Think of it like as a frame for your class. So you put on this frame and it leans into certain stats more than others. Like this one focuses more on dexterity and stuff like that. This one focuses more on strength and maybe health. And so you get these different frames, and they have these kind of passive skills on them as well, which you'll keep track of. Additionally, these frames you can level up, like you can master the frame and unlock better versions of it. I don't remember how far this goes. I'm only like 3 hours into the game, so I've unlocked more new ones. I just don't remember how far it goes per character. You have these like NPC companions that join you throughout the game. You can only have one at a time with you. So think like, I don't know, you're playing Skyrim or some shit. You know, you have your little buddies with you throughout the whole game. They come around, they fight with you, they talk to you occasionally like that. You have them with this as well. So they could be out in the field and fight with you, and they are competent. They can fight guys pretty well, do pretty good damage. So it is nice to have them here. However, you can also kind of get rid of them to get more beneficial buffs for your character yourself. So if you want to fight guys solo, you can do that and just become a more powerful version of yourself. And this could be good depending on the scenario. Like if there's a bunch of trash mobs around, you want your guy out there helping you cleave them, totally fine. But if you're on a one-on-one boss and your guy's not holding aggro at all, you just want to get all the benefits yourself, that is something you can do, which is really fun. There is a ton of customization for your character as well beyond your class, your blood code thing. Of course, multiple weapons to choose from. I got these like really fast dual blade katanas, which are pretty sick. You can equip new weapon skills on them. Like if you guys have played Elden Ring or like a Dark Souls game, you may be familiar with like weapon arts or Ashes of War, how you can equip these different special moves on your weapon. Here you can do like 4 different slots for some stuff. Like for example, one I have is just, it gives me a flat out damage buff. I do this cast. One I have right now is it'll do like a crazy spin attack where it does a bunch of damage. Or another one I have is it does like a leap air attack. So you can equip a bunch of, or 4 different types of attacks like that on per weapon groups. I don't think you can do every single, let's say, Ash of War on any weapon. It's like weapon type usually locked into that kind of thing. But you do have quite a bit of freedom there. And as far as I can tell, you can find new ones and buy new ones from characters. So keep an eye out for that as well. There's range weapons you can equip. Basically, you have your basic attacks, your square and your triangle attack as well. But if you have an L2 attack as well, I had a bow earlier on that would shoot arrows and all that kind of stuff. Then I found a giant axe that I could put into that slot as well. And then if you'd slam it down, it would do like a AoE slow effect on everyone around you, which was pretty cool. One thing I like about the game a lot, though, is how it handles its mana system, for lack of a better word. Basically, these weapon arts, these Ashes of War kind of skills I was talking to you about, to use them, it uses up this resource. And like your range weapons use up that resource as well, like the bow and arrow I have. But you have an R2 attack that can bring you back your mana and all that kind of stuff. Now, with that R2 attack, like I was saying, there's a lot of customization here. There's even more stuff. I think they're called jails in this. There's even more different types that you can equip. Like the thing you start out with the beginning of the game is like a giant claw you can like hold R2 and charge with and grab a guy. One I've been using right now, which I think is pretty cool, is it's called Reaper. So basically, anytime I push R2, it does the attack to steal their health or mana back. But with this weapon, if you time it right, it acts like a parry as well. So if you do it at the right time, your little Reaper guy will spin his blade around and it'll do a parry on enemy, which is of course very clutch. And you could charge up as well and do like a double or like a spin attack with the scythe, which is really cool. I got this one recently where you have like giant bat wings now, and it sends out bats that attack guys and just kind of nibble at them and slowly give you your mana back, which is pretty cool. So combat and all like the flexibility, I think, is super cool. The combat itself, like feeling it feels okay. It's not like top tier, but it's decent enough so far. I fought a couple bosses and they're all right. I fought one that I thought was just kind of like overtuned about how aggressive he was for the part of the game I was. It was kind of like a thing, Chris, where you had like no time to breathe. And this guy seemed like he had an answer to every single scenario. He had ranged stuff he could shoot at you. He had a humongous melee weapon where he did like 3 or 4 hit combos. He was fast. He had like a gap closer. He could jump at you really fast. He had a jump attack where he can get in the air. I was like, bro, this guy has way too much in his kit for how early in the game this is, I felt like. And his like aggression meter was set super high, right? Like Rarely, I didn't even have time to heal or anything like that. I felt like I just kept dodging and dodging and dodging and dodging. Like no breaks, essentially. And I was like, all right, let's fucking calm down here on this guy. I'm like 2 hours in the game. Relax. The game is open world this time as well. So you have... Basically, I just did like the main tutorial area, and I spent like 3 or 4 hours there. But you have a map, and there's a bunch of different options. You have quests, like main quests to do that characters will give you. Like, okay, go here, go to this water facility, go here, there's ruins. But there's also others, just stuff on the map. You can like stumble into a random dungeon, kind of go through a little layout, fight a boss at the end, get a reward, which is cool. It's really funny. There's like a church I found that gave me like another health upgrade, which is exactly the same as Elden Ring. I was like, all right. Bandai as well, dude. They're sharing notes in class. I like that. So that's totally fine. I just did get a motorcycle mount as well. I haven't really messed with it yet, but I guess you get a mount throughout the whole game you can ride around on. So that seems interesting.
I have some of the gameplay in the background. I've been watching it as you're talking. Like the motorcycle popped up a while ago, and I was like, there's a motorcycle in this game?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like there would be.
Yeah, there's a motorcycle, yeah. Because it's like a futuristic sci-fi kind of thing. Like, a big part of the game is jumping between different times. Like, you go to an area in, like, the past, then you can go back to in the future, and you could do stuff like save someone from the past or seemingly let them die. I only had this happen once, and I went back and saved the guy, and now he's like around and stuff. I don't know how deep this system goes. Like if you just let someone die, do you get something in return, or is it just kind of more like mandatory to do that kind of stuff? I hope it's more of like a choice, and with choices or like benefits and consequences depending on what you do. I don't know though if that'll be the case. So I'm still curious about the game. It's not a game I'd recommend for people who don't really like Souls-likes unless you like the art style and all that kind of stuff. It's not the best feeling one that I've played so far, but I think it's a decent game. I need to spend more time with it, and I want to spend more time with it, which is a good sign, I guess, there. But yeah, if you're looking for the next Elden Ring, this certainly is not it. But it seems like a decent time.
Yeah, it looks like a serviceable.
Yeah, it's serviceable so far.
There's one attack where this guy has like I'm watching this playthrough, and it's got like he summons like an alien tail dagger thing. It looks fucking cool.
You get like a lot of, that's the cool thing about the game. I think there's like a lot of cool stuff like for your build, for your character. They can switch pretty easily. You don't have to respec or anything like that. You can just kind of fuck around putting on new pieces and equipping certain abilities to tailor to your playstyle. Like there's like guns you can get, like a bayonet on the gun and stab guys, which is really fun. So there's a lot there, which I really appreciate it. But story wise, I don't really give a shit too much what's going on. And visually, I think it reminds me of a PS4 game in some ways. Like it runs better than that, of course, but like visually, It's not like knocking my socks off. So
yeah,
there you go. But yeah, I'll play more of it, and I'll try to update you guys in the future on Code Vein. All right, Chris, let's talk about Exit 8.
Yeah, man.
Exit 8.
Weird one. Do you know anything about this?
This is like the game where you wander like in a train station, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
In like Japan or something?
Yeah, you're in like a Japanese train station, and it's basically one forever looping hallway with like
some PT
designated shit. Yeah, basically. It's man, how do I even begin with this? It is it is such a like, because I don't know, because this is one of those games where like it's hard to recommend because it's so hyper specific in the type of experience that it's giving.
Yeah.
But I've liked what I've played so far, although I will say it's like it's not the kind of game that's okay for me to be playing. And what I mean by that is like so it's like the whole premise is that you're walking through this Japanese kind of subway station. It's like one long hallway, and then there's a turn at the end, and then you turn that corner, and then there's another couple immediate turns, and then it's the same thing again. And so the idea is, there's a sign in between, like in that turn place, that lets you know whether or not you've made progress. And I think from what I understand, the goal is to get all the way to exit 8. And so you start at exit 0 or platform 0. And, you move through the hallway, and eventually you're going to hope to progress through, platform 1, 2, 3, and so on. And the idea is, because the hallway loops, you have to turn around whenever you notice something is off about the hallway or about like what's going on in it. Any anomalies is what they call them in the game. And so you're looking for anomalies. And if there are no anomalies, you keep going and then you progress. And so like, oh, congratulations, you're at platform 0. You're at platform 1 now. But if you keep going and you miss an anomaly, then you're back to square one. And so I can tell you right now, I have not gotten to 8 yet. I'm trying so hard to get to 8. But oh my God, like some of these anomalies are so subtle. And then it kind of makes you like second guess yourself. Like, was that always like that?
Yeah.
Am I crazy? Or like but the thing that's the issue with it is that like it's a video game, right? So there's like issues with there's a man who's walking down the hallway every time with a suitcase or whatever. Like maybe there's some anomalies with him where like sometimes he's smiling really weird and you're like, oh, that's fucking off-putting. I got to turn around.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll notice that he has like some ghosting on him.
Oh.
But I'll be like, is that
the game or
intended? So it's it fucks with me a lot. So like, and it's not good for my like neurotic personality to be playing with the game because I'm just like constantly, I'm already doubting everything that I'm seeing already.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of a weirdly stressful game. But it's really engaging and it's really cool. And I like there's like almost like a Lynchian kind of vibe to it. It's very off. It's very quirky and very, very like some of the anomalies are mega subtle to the point where you're just like, well, what the fuck? I was just at platform 6 and now I'm like back at 0 because I didn't notice like something that I don't even know what it was because it's already gone. But other times they're like immediately like, oh, well, this is clear. You turn the corner and you're like, nope. Something's way wrong.
Nope.
But I like it. Like it's a very. I'm not gonna. It's not something. I don't know how expensive it is. Like, because I think it comes with like a PS Plus or something. Like I have it.
I think it's $4 too.
Yeah. So that's a fair price. I think. It's an interesting game. I do think people should like maybe like do a little bit of research on it and like see if it is the thing that they would kind of like to spend their time doing. Because it is engaging, it is cool. It's a very interesting experience. It plays with you more than you play it, actually. Which I love that kind of experience, especially in such a small kind of bite-sized chunk. I mean, I've been playing for about like I think I played for about 2.5 hours. I'm still not there, man. I keep getting to 6, and then I psych myself out. I'm like, did I miss something? And then I'll turn around or I'll keep going and it'll be the wrong fucking decision. I'm just like, God damn it. But I'm interested in it. Like, I like it a lot. I think it's, I'm curious because I know that there's, somebody wrote in about it, Darren, about platform. And so I'm curious to move on to that.
Yeah. Darren Misfit wrote in, hey guys, I have a question for Chris. I'm very interested to hear how he liked Exit 8. I really enjoyed it. Chris, will you play the next game, Platform 8? It is a bit different, but worth your while if you enjoyed Exit 8. Thanks to both of you for the content, Darren.
Yeah, I think I've got my eye on it.
Okay.
Because I gotta be honest, like when I started Exit 8, I was like, maybe I'll be interested in this. I don't really get it. I didn't look it up at all. Like I didn't read anything about it. I just saw it on PS Plus. I remember Dustin talking about it, but I couldn't. Yeah. It was like months ago or something, and so like I couldn't really remember what he said about it. But I think I remember he said that he thought it was cool and interesting. So I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And I just kind of slowly, naturally learned what the rules were, which is nice. I like that it doesn't tell you anything. It just kind of. I guess if you're listening to this, then you know what the rules are, and I kind of spoiled some of it for you. But I still think it's fun to move through. It's a mind-bending kind of game, and I like games that play with looping Like PT was like that, where I was really into that style of it's a really clever way to reuse an asset in a way that like strengthens what you're doing as opposed to, weakens it. So I recommend people check it out because it's one of the stranger things that I've experienced.
Yeah.
And once I finish it, hopefully when I get to hopefully I can do it without going insane. But like when I do it, I'll move on to platform because that looks interesting as well.
Cool. Awesome. All right, Chris, it's time for Sort It Out. On this segment, we're just talking about something we're not pleased with in the game industry that needs work. Is there anything in the industry, Chris, you're not happy with right now?
I feel like it's always Xbox for me whenever I'm thinking about it. Because, like, dude, did you see, like, the numbers?
Oh, yeah. Awful.
What are we doing, man? Like, what are we, like, I mean, they're doing great as a publisher, but, like, what the fuck? I say sort it out as if there's a way for them to, but like I feel like the ship has sailed really, but I'm just like, I don't know, man. It is a bummer because earlier in the show I was talking about just how like magical those first two machines were to me, and so to see Xbox in the state that it's in now is just, it doesn't, like, I've known the writing was on the wall for a while, and I never really fancied myself a loyalist of any kind, but like it is kind of a bummer to see like like an icon in this weird fledgling state where there's like they're just crumbling, bro. Like it's, I don't know what you could even really do to fix it, but like, it's just, I can't, it's the only thing that I've seen lately where I'm just like, yo, sort your shit out, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Rip the Band-Aid off, at least. Like, rip the Band-Aid off already and just be like, we're third party publisher.
Yeah.
Don't do the we're working on a console. It's like, are you?
Yeah, are
Why?
you? It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to trust anything they say, I guess, or have any idea, because it feels like they don't have any idea. It feels like there's just multiple factions within that company that are going in different directions, so it's kind of a mess and all over the place.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like I talk about this with Maddie and Cog. It's like I feel for you guys, dude. It sucks, man. Like your favorite platform or your preferred platform is just kind of shit in the bed. It's not so fun. We've all seen it. We all remember Sega and all that kind of stuff. Even I wasn't like a Sega kid. Like I had a Genesis and stuff like that, and I enjoyed the Dreamcast, but still don't want to see that, man. It's still hard to see, but seemingly the games will live on, though, at least.
Yeah, I was too young for the Sega to really understand what that, like, because I remember my cousin Matthew had a Dreamcast, and I would play like Time Crisis and shit on it. And I thought it was really cool. Like, I was really into it, whatever it was. Yeah,
Dreamcast was cool.
But I got an Xbox and a PS2, and then I just kind of not that I forgot about it, but I just didn't think about whether or not, like, the fact that they stopped making consoles didn't register to me.
Yeah.
Because like we had 3 already.
Well, when PS2 came out, everybody forgot about Dreamcast. That's why it died.
Yeah.
So there you go. Shout out PS2. Fucking murdered. Sega Dreamcast, dude. I mean, what a console to get murdered by, though. One of the best.
Yeah, I mean, if there was that's an uncharacteristically, like, that's an amazing machine.
Yeah.
Especially for that time, dude. Like the universal appeal. The universal appeal of that machine it can't be overstated.
Yeah, like every friend I knew who had a game console, it was at least a PS2.
Yeah.
Maybe one weird kid that had a GameCube and that was it. Maybe one, but mostly PS2 for everybody.
Dude, my memory completely fails me because when I was a kid, I remember the GameCube being way more popular than it actually was. Like, I had no idea that the Xbox sold more units than the GameCube. I was like, what the fuck? That seems... I mean, I had an Xbox and a PS2, so I guess I'm in that. But like, that didn't strike me as like, that did not feel like the general, like, it always felt like PS2 and then GameCube to me. Because like, it felt like only like one other friend that I do had an Xbox.
Interesting. I guess it kind of felt like that for me as well, Chris. I knew more people, I guess, that had a PS2 and a GameCube than PS2 and an Xbox.
Right.
So I don't know though.
Weird.
Because like Smash and all the multiplayer games. I think Halo just really changed the game, especially Halo 2 for a lot of that.
the funniest stat to me is that like there were more copies of the original Halo sold than there were Xboxes that were sold.
That is insane.
So people just had a copy of Halo without an Xbox.
Yeah,
it's fucking insane.
Fucking crazy. Holy shit.
Yeah, what a weird time. I remember going to Catholic school, like after school ended, like there were people in my class who would bring their GameCube to school and they would set it up in the math room. And that's how I got most of my gameplay with GameCube in. With like Smash Brothers Melee or whatever. It was Melee.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude.
Love
so
Melee,
much, dude. So much gaming on that game. Holy fuck. Incredible. Sorted out for me. I'm trying to remember what even is happening in the gaming industry. Everyone was just making fun of Highguard. I remember that.
Yeah.
And yeah, Xbox numbers, I guess, are pretty dire. So, I'll just piggyback off of you, dude. It's like, I don't know, man. You got to sort some shit out, man. You got to do something. Because it's just getting worse and worse by the quarter.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what you do.
I don't know
what you do. I feel for them in some way, but like,
yeah,
not the leadership, obviously, that drove them there. But
no. The fans, I feel.
The fans and even some of the studios who probably, I mean, I know studios just want to make their games everywhere.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's got to be some emotionality being like, oh, fuck, we're not this thing anymore.
Yeah.
Weird.
Very weird. Jace Tumulovic wrote in and said, keep it up, Brad, Chris, and the many LSM hosts. Y'all show a willingness and desire to revisit old games and hardware that reminds us we don't always need new shiny things. Brad, your puppeteer talk inspired me to go dig out the PS3, and now I'm engrossed in God of War HD, 3D Game Heroes, and Dead Space 2. Hey, nice, dude. All good games right there.
Yeah.
All good games. Yeah, man. A lot of good games still in the past that many people haven't played. So if you got the means to play them, do it.
Yeah, man. There's a lot in that generation too, man. That generation has like I think what's good about the PS3 and the Xbox 360 generation is that like there's so many good games there, but they're all like you could get through them in a weekend.
Yeah,
like they're not particularly. I'm sure there's like some like really long RPGs or whatever that'll take you like a long ass time to get through, but most things you can fly through in a week at like a reasonable pace. Just a lot of highly digestible, good, well paced stuff on those machines.
Definitely. Wait, hold on a second. That was supposed to be for Keep It Up. Well, Jace.
That was Keep It Up.
I got out of order there. We'll skip you there and then there, but we got your write in, so you good.
Yeah.
Daniel Ross wrote, hey, Sassy Summoned. Sorted out Nintendo. Why do all of the Switch 2 edition physical copies have loads of shit on the cover? Why are they covered in Bible scriptures worth of text, ruining otherwise beautiful art? The Switch 2 covers are pretty ugly.
What that reminds me of? That reminds me of what is it? The Batman Arkham City, was it?
Yes, the game of the year edition or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen these.
Like, look at any Switch 2 like physical cart or like box.
Oh yeah, what the hell is that?
It's just always littered with like fucking like paragraph.
Ew, yeah, it looks like what the back of the box should look like almost.
Yeah, exactly. It's very weird. Very weird. I think some are a little more clean than others. Like I think some of the first party ones might be better. I think they fucked up Zelda ones though. Let me look.
I mean, this looks like an eyesore to me. There's a QR code on it too. What the hell is that? That's crazy. Yeah. I don't have a Switch 2, so I don't really interact with these. It has
that ugly text at the bottom. Yeah, Chris,
these boxes.
When I saw these and I knew about game key cards, I was like, okay, it's officially over. No more physical. I'm done. Like I have all my Switch 1 games are physical, but Switch 2, 0 physical games now. It's fucking over, man.
That's such a bummer, dude. Like Switch, the original Switch was like the one. Like I have some digital games on Switch, but I actually think I have a lot, but like the most physical games that I got for a console post like in the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch generation were on Nintendo Switch. I have like the biggest physical library of those machines on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is kind of a bummer to see them just kind of.
Yeah.
I don't
Especially when they were like the physical brand kind of thing, doing the game key cards now and all that kind of stuff.
They were the guys.
Yeah.
Hate to see it.
You hate to see it, but that was it. I was like, all right, times are changing. Got to move on. Let's see here. Mikey wrote in and said, sorted out to Chris for not imploring Colin to play Hi-Fi Rush, which he already bought. Give me some context on this.
I don't know. I mean, like he did. It seems like, I don't know if that's actually a game that he would enjoy. It is. Maybe it is. He's a drummer. So like, I think he would appreciate the rhythm aspect of it. But I thought Hi-Fi Rush is great. Like I love Hi-Fi Rush is really cool. It's a really interesting game. I don't know, man. I can't hound Colin to play something if he's not going to, like, you can't make somebody play something.
Right.
Like that's even if I were to recommend him something, I wouldn't expect that he would play it. It's just kind of like putting it out there like, hey, I think you would like this.
Right.
You know, it's very rarely like, you gotta play this now, because that kind of creates like this. It's I don't know if it's like a psychological thing or what, but it's kind of like you giving somebody homework. And
exactly.
Kind of like,
that's exactly what
and
it
then,
is.
And then there's like there's more of a desire almost not to play it because it's.
Well, it's like, you tell me what to do. Fuck you. I don't want to play your game.
Yeah, don't tell me what to do. I'm not gonna like this. And then you might actually start them off from like a weird like negative bias, as opposed to if they played it themselves.
Yeah,
you know. So he'll get to Hi-Fi Rush if he gets to it, and if he doesn't, like, I mean, that's, you know,
and
it's up to him.
Yeah, exactly. I think with us, we're probably a more special case just because we play so much. So we're like, fuck you, I got enough stuff to play already. But most people probably, you know, they don't have a backlog that's like 5 years old like us, I would say. Or even the listeners, just more random people out there. Yeah,
my backlog is...
Yeah, it's disgusting.
So stupid. I start so many games and then I'm like, I'm not feeling this at all, dude. Like, it's just, it's such a... So... I can't. I'm the last person to be telling people like, you got to play this. You know what I mean? Because I bounce off of so much. Like, he's not going to take that seriously from me.
Yeah. Well, how you got to do it is he's got to lose a bet, Chris. That's how you get him.
That is what'll do it.
That'll fucking do it.
Because he played through all Kingdom Hearts, right? Like,
all he had to do was like 3 hours before, but he didn't do it. He did like 2 or some shit like that. And he said he did the spirit of the bet. It's like, that's not the spirit. That's why he was punished. Yeah. Made to play the entire game. So we'll see. I forgot. What were you going to have to play? I can't remember what I said you would have to play.
Oh, I think it was the same thing.
Was it Kingdom Hearts? It might have been Kingdom Hearts for you as well.
I think me and Colin had Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, and then Dustin had Overwatch.
Overwatch, right? Yeah. All right. Let's see here. This is from... Oh, no. It's Keep It Up time, dude.
Keep it up.
The exact opposite. Stuff we're pleased with in gaming. Chris, keep it up. What do you got this week?
You know what? I'll say keep it up, Capcom, man. Like it's
dude,
looking
Chris,
like
Capcom is always the default answer.
I was gonna go Bungie, but I thought that would have been too predictable. So like, but I also feel like genuinely Capcom. Like I was kind of nervous about. I'm a little nervous still, honestly, about Resident Evil 9.
Oh,
not necessarily because I don't think it'll be good. I think they know what they're doing. But like some of the interviews that they were giving about how like, oh yeah, this, because what's the character, Grace?
Yes.
Oh, she has like her part of the story is like scary.
Mm-hmm.
And then Leon's part is more action oriented. And I saw that and I was like, I don't know about that.
Mm.
Like I'm a little nervous about not committing to something, or like you know what I mean? Like there's I don't know.
I understand.
Like it kind of
whiplash.
If a lesser studio said something like that, like if a lesser studio was like, this part of the game is scary and this part of the game is going to be action heavy. If it wasn't Capcom saying it, I would be worried about like tonal whiplash or like a lack of focus or falling into the trap of trying to please everybody while ending up pleasing nobody.
Yeah.
Capcom has earned a lot of my confidence for many, many reasons, but like that struck me as somewhat of a red flag. It looks like the early previews are pretty good. People seem to be pretty high on it. So like, that's pretty cool. And if that shakes up to be true, then like, hell yeah, dude, like keep it up, man. Like they're on a crazy run.
Yeah.
And they have been for
a long time,
many, 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 many years now, which is, you know, hats off to them.
Yeah. From the state they were in at a point during the PS3 era to where we're at now. Whew,
Yeah.
night and day difference. So good shit, Capcom. What do I want to get queued up to? Like, what's been good happening in gaming? It's like, is there anything really good? I'm trying to think. It's like, yeah, Resident Evil looks great. Looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to give a shout out to, or keep it up to Team Ninja with Neo 3. There is a demo for it now, and I like the Neo games. And it's coming, that game like came out of nowhere for me, essentially. Like, comes out like in a week or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's like a full-on big demo for it, all that kind of stuff. So I definitely want to check that game out. So shout out Team Ninja. Neo 3, still going, baby. Love to see it. All right, so we did Jace right here, and we'll do the Diddler.
God.
Sorry, you know what that made me think of, Chris? This is a little out of pocket, but it made me think of Epstein playing Xbox Live and getting banned.
That is a crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? Keep it up, Xbox.
Banning him.
The only, literally the only people to do anything.
Stop him.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
What a wild thing that's actually true and like verifiably like confirmed.
What if it happened after Bill got STDs and gave it to his wife and he was mad at Epstein about it?
You know, there's sometimes the right things happen for the wrong reasons. It's hysterical to think that like he could have been like cursing at people in like a COD lobby though. Like that is
100%.
That is so amusing to me. And that like he also like he was into Little Big Planet 3 or something.
Yeah, some fucking Chris Chan shit, dude. Yeah.
Wild stuff. But
dude, he for sure knew who Chris Chan was. 100%.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
I wonder if he invited Chris to the island.
God.
I can't go right now.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, the Diddler wrote and said, keep it up. Games with long demos that let you carry over your progress. Oh, here we go. I had zero intention of buying Neo 3, but the demo was so fucking awesome that I ended up pre-ordering it. I never experienced a demo to last me around 5 hours, or expected a demo to last around 5 hours. Dragon Quest VII was another game I wasn't planning to buy until the demo completely sold me on it, though I won't be picking up both since their release dates are so close. Now, if only the Gooners could stop complaining about Neo 3 changing an NPC's outfit, covering a quarter of her thigh isn't the end of the world, especially when you can still create a character however you want, boob size and all. Maybe just focus on the game and not NPCs and cutscenes. Okay. I don't really know what's going on here, but
yeah,
people were complaining, I guess, about covering a quarter of her thigh in a cutscene.
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
it sounds right. People
aren't there
complain about
websites you can just go to like I don't
There are.
I don't understand like the like I understand it from a perspective of like if there's like let's say like there's like a character design or whatever and then like the higher ups are like that's too whatever, like stop, don't do that, and then
Yeah.
you know, because then it's like, well, the artists wanted to make this and now you're kind of interfering with the art that people wanted to make. But like I can't get up in arms about a game,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's just a character not being naked.
Look, listeners, it could be way worse. You could get the MJ face in Spider-Man 2. You can get Sony face.
It's a Sony face.
Yeah, you can get Sony face. So it can get a lot worse, dude.
I've never heard that before. Sony
like
face.
Rocky Dennis. Yeah, it could happen, man.
Bro, she looks chopped.
Yeah, she's fucked up in that game.
It is crazy. What's even crazier is that like the model looks great.
Yeah.
So like it's what did you like?
What'd
your
you guys
lighting
do?
engine, like your 3D modelers need help.
Yeah.
Like or something.
Just
like,
give him a wider chin a little bit there. Yeah.
Do you know
Sony face?
Do you know who this is? There's no way that most people know who this is. Do you know who Tim Minchin is?
Tim Minchin? No.
So Tim Minchin, Minchin. He's like an Australian comedian.
Okay,
he's
yeah.
Like an Australian musical comedian. Mary Jane in Spider-Man 2 looks so much like that guy.
Dude.
That it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
Like it's startling. Like I only know this because I'm like weirdly attuned to this. Like no one. I think the people who have played Spider-Man 2 and know who Tim Minchin is probably like 10 people total. But like it's I bet if I put them next to each other, the right photos, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like I couldn't stop seeing it in the game when I was playing.
This guy looks like a mix between MJ and Carrot Top.
He looks like MJ, Carrot Top, and Beetlejuice.
Yes, that's it. Perfect. Yeah, he's like an amalgamation of those three.
Very strange, interesting guy. I don't even know how I know who he is, but I just throughout all of Spider-Man 2, I was like, that's fucking Tim Minchin, dude. It's so weird.
That's so funny, dude. What the fuck? All right. Okay. Let's get a game recommendation here from the audience. For the audience, this is from Liam Talks About Games. Sup, players? I cannot recommend enough Captain Wayne Vacation Desperation. Think Doom meets the art style of Pizza Tower, where you play as a pirate with a shotgun arm, and that should seal the deal for most of y'all. A banger I felt went under the radar last year, and the more people that hear about this, the more I hope people give it a shot. Yeah, I watched the trailer of this, and I was like, this looks insane.
I'm looking at it now. This is so cool. I love that this and what is it, Mouse PI?
Yes.
I love this like weird genre of like 2D, 3D first person shooters that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm into this. Yeah, there's like an Inspector Gadget kind of thing going on here too. Yeah. Like, this is cool.
Yeah,
I've never heard of this.
Insane video game, for sure.
Yeah, this is a great record. You couldn't have picked a more perfect recommendation for me being on an episode.
There you go.
This is right up my alley.
Captain Wayne Vacation Desperation. So
I wonder if this plays on Steam. This seems like a good Steam Deck game.
Yeah, it probably does.
Yeah. I'm into it.
All right. Next game is what I've been playing for a while, which is Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. The embargo's up, so I can finally talk about everything in this game. But yeah, this is the remake of a remake for Dragon Quest VII, which is pretty funny. I was trying to think, how many remakes of a remakes are out there in gaming?
Probably an absurd amount now, man.
Probably an absurd amount now. But anyways, I played through the game over the last couple weeks, and it was good, man. I had a really good time. It is classic Dragon Quest. There is nothing really brand spanking new here if you've played Dragon Quest games, aside from the visual aspect, which we've talked about. Looks like basically the environments look like little dioramas, which are really cool, and the characters are modeled after dolls, I believe. We did say this before, so we'll say it again. Yes, Kiefer does look like Matt Damon, so you got that as well. I was thinking about that a lot when I was playing the game. But it is just a tried and true Dragon Quest game of all about an adventure. Basically, the game starts with you. You are the son of a sailor, and your friend Kiefer, who is a prince of the island you are on, and your friend Maribel, who is the daughter of a mayor, live on this little island in the middle of nowhere where everyone thinks there's no world outside the island, and these three little youngsters say bullshit on that and want to go out there and discover, and that leads you on this whole adventure. And I really had a good time with the game. This is definitely not a game for people who don't like JRPGs already, or maybe Dragon Quest fans. It doesn't do anything crazy in that sense. It's not going to be the one to bring you in, I will say, at all. Like, it's not a game I'd recommend to Chris here or anything like that. Chris, I'm only going to recommend like the best JRPGs and stuff like that to maybe get him into it. But it is a very charming little game that I had a good time with. One thing I like about the game a lot is, and if you've played Final Fantasy games and so the older Dragon Quest games, is there are classes or jobs or vocations that you can equip, and they all have different skills, of course, and all that kind of stuff. It's a really good fun time leveling them up. And in this version, you can equip 2 at one time, so you can mix and match skills, which is really cool. There's some nice quality of life stuff, like tons of difficulty customization if you want. Like, you can give yourself more XP if you want, less XP, harder enemies, all that kind of stuff. I just played on normal throughout the entire game. It seemed fine for the most part. A little easy, honestly, but still a good time. You could fast forward combat way faster now, so you can get through battles pretty quick. One cool thing also is when you are higher level than a lot of enemies on the map. No more random encounters in the game, by the way. You can see all the enemies on the map. But when you are higher level than a lot of the enemies, at a point, they will be afraid of you and run away from you, but you can just one-shot them really quick to get some resources from them. So gives you a nice sense of power. This is a pretty long game. I won't say how long it is, just so people don't care or want to know, but it is shorter than the How Long to Beat of all the other versions of Dragon Quest VII. So keep that in mind. Nice additions in here. We finally got voice acting, all that good stuff. Some nice cutscenes. Some good adventures to be had here. I think if you like Dragon Quest, you'll have a good time right away. You're not really a fan of the series. I don't think this is the best one to start with. I'd probably say 11's a better place to start with, but it's a good ass game. I had a lot of fun playing through it. So I would recommend, if you like JRPGs, to check it out. Other than that, though, you can maybe hold off a little bit. There is a big demo, though, as well, that carries over data to the full game. So if you're curious about it, you can check that out there. It's like 3 or 4 hours, probably.
I like that trend.
Yes. Yeah, Square does that a lot, actually.
How does that work for trophies?
I think you just get the trophies when you buy the game.
Like when you buy them, they just kind of pop at the same time?
I believe that's how it works.
That's interesting. I like that's a more common thing now.
Yeah, it's super cool. I love the trials.
Especially for long games, you know? Like that's like a smart thing.
Yeah. One thing I do like about this game is some of the party members are a little more goofy, which I think is fun. I mean, Dragon Quest does have goofy characters, but one of the characters you have, Bruff, is just a kid that rides a wolf the entire time. And he talks like a little wolf the whole time. He's like, I won't get into that why, but he's just going, ruff, ruff, all this kind of shit. It makes sense in the story, but I'm like, this is goofy. You have like an old man who's like a knight that's just badass to have an old grandpa with you going around on an adventure. Girl that's a dancer. So pretty fun cast, but not the best Dragon Quest game in my opinion overall, but a very good remake of that game. A very well done remake. The core of it is just fine, the original game itself, but the remake, they did a really good job. And there's some post-game content, I believe, that's new that I won't talk about as well, that you get a lot of bang for your buck in this game, I'll say. So shout out. Very happy with it. Keep those Dragon Quest remakes coming, Square. Don't fuck up 8. That's the one I need you not to fuck up the most.
I think I played a little bit of, like, there was like a big one a couple of years ago.
11 probably.
I played a little bit of 11 and I did like it. The only thing that made me stop playing was just like, I just know how long this is.
11's a long game. Yeah. Dragon Quest games are usually pretty long.
Yeah. I did want to try it out though. And I did like it. I like I like the look of that game a lot.
Yeah. All right, so Dragon Quest VII Reimagined now available. Available the 4th, so a couple days from when we're recording. All right, Chris, I'm really curious about this. Splinter Cell. Why can't I highlight this? All right, dude. Splinter Cell Pandora tomorrow. I know you're a big Splinter Cell guy. I am not. I missed the boat on Splinter Cell pretty much fully because I was in the MGS world.
Yeah, it's totally.
And I was like, fuck Splinter Cell. Sam Fisher's a bitch compared to Snake, stuff like that. I was console warring about Metal Gear versus Splinter Cell.
That's very funny.
But
I get it though, it makes sense.
And I didn't have an Xbox, so I missed out on it. Maybe that was just me deflecting. But yeah, I know you love Splinter Cell, which is good and also bad because, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
You don't got to tell me, man. Dude, it's been a running joke since even before me and Colin started the show. We're like, any day now.
Yeah.
Any day now. Any day there'll be a new Splinter Cell. And it was actually, I mean, it was mentioned in that Ubisoft restructuring. So like.
Okay. So they didn't cancel it then.
Well, I don't know if they canceled. All I know is that Splinter Cell is enough of a tentpole to be like a prime focus for one of those houses. So I mean, that's cool.
I think they would have said they canceled it if they did.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think
they did say Prince of Persia, and the other ones were maybe not announced yet.
The other ones that they canceled were, I think, like new IP or something like that. So like, or some, there was something that like I remember I read it on the show and I was like, oh, that kind of means it's not Splinter Cell that they canceled. But yeah, I mean, look, it's been stealth in general is a deeply underserved genre for a lot of reasons. I think it requires a lot of patience. There's not a lot of that now. Right. It's actually what kind of surprises me about some of the games that are popping off in the multiplayer space, like things like extraction games, like which I feel like require a lot of patience actually. But I get it. There's not a lot of money in that. Although Splinter Cell multiplayer has a long history of being really fucking cool and interesting. So like, I wonder if maybe they're gonna lean into that, which wouldn't be ideal for me, but I wouldn't necessarily mind. I think Splinter Cell is a really cool IP and an underutilized one, and definitely one that's been treated kind of inconsistently, let's say. But yeah. Because I'm pretty sure there's a Splinter Cell game that morphed into X Defiant. So like, just to let you know how that's going.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I don't know, like, Marathon's kind of on the horizon. My brain's kind of in that space of just kind of getting excited for it, and it's kind of, I get in these modes where when I'm really excited for something, it's kind of hard for me to play anything else super deeply. Because I'm thinking about what I want to play as opposed to what I'm currently playing. And so like, I was looking at some of the games that I could be playing, and it's like, all right, this is new, this is contemporary, but this is too long, or like this is too, or this game is too similar to what I'm going to be doing. And so let me dig into the past a little bit. I loved the original Splinter Cell games. I loved the original Splinter Cell. I loved Chaos Theory. Pandora Tomorrow is the only one that I never like finished, actually. Like, it was like, I had it, but like for whatever reason I just never like saw it through to the end. And so I was like, you know what, let me just polish this off. I know the beginning of it well enough that I can kind of make my way through it and then see where it goes. And I'm at a point now where like I didn't get to, which is nice. But Splinter Cell, it's like a stealth, it's an early 2000s kind of stealth action game, more stealth than action, like way more stealth than action. It's, if you get caught, it's pretty unforgiving. It's really unforgiving. Like, sometimes you'll get caught and then it's just like, oh, game over. Now you gotta start from a checkpoint, and the checkpoint is egregious sometimes. Sometimes it's trivial, and sometimes it's like the most egregious shit ever. But what's really striking about Splinter Cell, even to this day, is like the way that game uses lighting. Mm-hmm. So it's really, how do you even put this, man? It basically, Sam Fisher is hidden damn near perfectly whenever he's in the dark, even if it doesn't necessarily make sense.
Right.
So like, let's say for example, like, let's say there's like a door behind me and it's like that room is brightly lit, but the room, like this room, is like entirely enshrouded in darkness. Sam Fisher can stand in this dark room in front of that door, which should make him visible. Yeah. But like, it doesn't. And so like, there's this weird kind of heightened, like, it's not quite realistic, but it's got really solid rules that are just very easy to understand. Like, you kind of understand like, oh, he should see me if this was real, but I'm in the dark and I understand that I'm in the dark, and I understand how these like rules play off each other. So there's a lot of dynamic lighting in the game. So like I remember even in the original Splinter Cell, there was like in the tutorial, there's like a fan and there was a light behind the fan, and you had to like stay in the shadows of the blades. Mm-hmm. And I just remember like, ooh, this is fucking cool. This is sick. And it's a lot of good set piece art direction from just like the lighting alone. It's really cool. You can shoot lights out to create more dark, which is something that I always appreciated about.
Yeah.
That's not in as many games as I figured it would be. Like when I played Splinter Cell, I remember thinking like, oh, this is a great idea. I can't wait to see this everywhere else. And then it's just like, it's never in it. Like, I was surprised that it wasn't in Metal Gear when I played it, because it seems like a no brainer. Although I love Metal Gear still also, but yeah. So I'm playing through Pandora Tomorrow, and it's really cool. It's, the story's about kind of like this, it's pretty standard, like Tom Clancy stuff. It's like a terrorist cell doing crazy shit, but like, this is about like chemical warfare and like a smallpox bomb attached to like a dead man's switch. So you can't kill the main guy. You've got to like figure out like where all this stuff is placed. You got to uncover like what the plan is, how many, what are the key areas, and you got to take care of that shit first before you deal with the threat. And so it's pretty intriguing. It's got some great set pieces, man. There's like a train scene, which is like surprised me because I don't remember that. But like, there's like a train level that, for a game from that time, I remember being like, this is like, I played it and I was like, this is kind this is kind of awesome. Like cinematic wise, like this is like a really like you're crawling under pipes under the moving train and it's loud as fuck and you're kind of sleeping, you're sneaking up through vents and it's really cool. And there's a lot of gadgets that you have at your disposal and it's a very satisfying stealth sandbox. One of my favorite mechanics has always been like the ability to like peek under a door with like there's like a camera.
Yeah,
you can kind of like peek under doors with, and you can like kind of see. You can't mark people, like tag them or anything. It's not like MGS5 or even like Splinter Cell Conviction later on. And Splinter Cell games ended up doing that later, but you just kind of have to like keep track of like, okay, that's where that guy is. There's like night vision and there's thermal, and they're not necessarily reliable for the same things. And if you rely too heavily on them, you'll be punished for it. And it's just a really good stealth game. It's a little rigid. Like the gameplay is a little like, you know, it's got that Metal Gear kind of jank to it where you don't really move in the way that you wish you could. At least this early in the series. Eventually it gets a lot better. But, yeah. But there's an approachability to it. It's not like you rarely fuck up super bad because it's too janky or whatever. Like it's just something to note if people are curious. But I'm really having a good time, man. I love the original Splinter Cells. I even like some of the more controversially like weird Splinter Cells, like Double Agent and Blacklist. I would like, but it does not run on my PC. Oh, just straight up. It just like every time I try to load it, the textures half load in, and then I go through like the beginning part, and then it just dies and crashes. I've heard good things about that game. I just cannot. I don't know. Run it. I don't know. Maybe I'll get like maybe the console version runs better or something, but who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still working through Pandora tomorrow. I'll probably play a little bit after this. I just love stealth games, man. Anything that you could play with like shadows and shoot out lights and make it through an entire run without alerting anybody. It's just like there's a satisfaction to it to me. And sometimes the game puts you in like places where like it kind of fucks you. Like where you're just like you don't know, like you're just gonna get seen, which is a little frustrating for me as like a perfectionist kind of when it comes to these types of things. But it's still a fun game, really intriguing, and really cool for the time too.
Did you ever play any of the Thief games?
No, man. I have what is it? There was like a Thief game that came out.
There was like a reboot of it, and from my understanding, it's awful.
Yeah, that's what so I had that, and then I heard that it was awful, and I was like, oh. And then I just kind of, I don't know. I never got that into it after that. But gotcha. I've heard great things about the original Thief games. Or like one of them especially. Like I can't remember the one that I can't remember which one, but it's been on my list of like stealth games that I want to get to. And the same thing is like the original, what is it? There's a Deus Ex game that's still sitting there. Like I played the original Deus Ex, but like what is it?
Mankind Divided?
No, what was Mankind Divided. Yeah, Mankind Divided was the next one. So like that one's still kind of on the docket. But yeah, man, stealth is just so cool.
Yeah,
man.
stealth is cool.
I love the fantasy of like I like fantasy and like I like stealth in like fantasy settings too. Like I appreciate that, like in like Ghost of Yotei or something. But there's something about the tech, you know, like the thermal goggles and like the even in Metal Gear, you know, like the gadgets that you get to use that like fulfills like there's like a James Bond but like more serious because you're actually like trying to stealth around. It's really fucking cool.
Yeah, it's good shit. Old Fashioned Enjoyer wrote and said, "Howdy boys, love the show. This question is for Chris. Which game in the Splinter Cell series should I play? I prefer gameplay over story and don't mind playing with old controls. Thanks."
Gameplay over story. I mean, that's kind of tricky. I would say a good one to start with actually is maybe controversial. If you don't care about story and you just care about gameplay, I actually think Splinter Cell Conviction is quite good. Like from like an action stealth game perspective, like that game's like Resident Evil 4 to me. Not in the same level of quality, obviously, but like I mean, like as far as like it leans into action, but there's still enough stealth there where like it feels kind of cool and it feels good to use, and like Sam Fisher controls really satisfyingly. They still use a lot of like that like dynamic lighting. What I remember most about that game is that like they use dynamic lighting to to use shadows to tell you what your objectives are. So instead of like a HUD, instead of like chapter titles, it'll be like the level will be spelled out in like beams of light on the wall, and you can. I remember that being like really cool about it, the presentation. But Splinter Cell Conviction is really good. If you don't necessarily mind having a game that controls a little bit more awkwardly, I would say the original Splinter Cell does a really good job of tutorializing. So like, even though that game controls a little bit more rough, you get more of a grasp on how to do things in it. But I think I would honestly say like any of the original Splinter Cell games or Conviction would be a good place to start. Again, okay. I would say Blacklist, but I've heard good things. I can't corroborate that from it. I really don't know. Yeah. And also that game does have a hub world thing. It has like a hub that you go back to that I kind of hate. But that would be my recommendation. I would say Double Agent. You could probably skip. The multiplayer in that one was like the multiplayer in that game was sick, but the single player was kind of like whatever.
Yeah. All right. Robert Jones Fields wrote and said, the first 3 Splinter Cell games were so fucking good. There was a GameCube demo disc that included a demo for the first Splinter Cell game, and I played that demo for at least 15 hours, just toying with all the different ways to get through it. I share your pain, Chris. I want a new Splinter Cell so fucking bad. Fuck, I'm thinking about grabbing an old Xbox to play them again.
Yeah, man. That's why, like, yeah, I'm playing it on, for anybody who's curious, like, I'm playing it, there's like a digital copy that I have on, Xbox, so like that runs still. Mm-hmm. So it's in my it's in my library on Series X, and that's kind of how I've been playing it. It seems to be the easiest way to do it. I know I think there's a PC version, but I've heard if that exists, I've heard mixed things about it. Yeah, but my memory could be failing me. And I know that there's a collection on PS3 also.
Yeah, I was gonna say they made a collection.
But I don't know.
I mean, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 or 5 on Steam.
Yeah,
one of them is mixed though. Oh, that is Conviction.
Oh yeah, Conviction's just mixed in general.
But everything, all the other games are very positive, I believe. Yeah, like 1's very positive.
Okay, so I think it looks like they maybe fixed it from the last time because I remember initially like it was kind of like it was a bit of a scene from what I recall. But yeah, Conviction, like I have a soft spot for Conviction. I get that's a controversial game. I get it because it is way more like it's kind of jump the sharky. Like it's very like action, but it's good. Like it's good action. Like I'm into
good action though.
And there's a scene where you get to punch a guy's face into a urinal and you break the urinal, and it's fucking awesome.
That's pretty cool. Okay,
it's like the first thing you do. I think I'm pretty sure it's like how the game opens.
Jason Bourne shit.
Yeah, it kind of jumps the shark into that territory. Like the early Splinter Cell games are a lot more like serious about their like stealth and espionage, but I think Conviction plays really, really well. Like it's a good game to play. Like
I get it.
It feels good.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, I yearn, man. I yearn for Splinter Cell, but it is what it is. I in some ways it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like a monkey's paw thing, right? Where it's like I want more, but then like I see some of the things that I used to love so much get more, and then they just get worse. And so like maybe it's better that it stays gone. I don't know how I feel about it exactly. I know Sam Fisher keeps showing up in weird fucking, like he's in, what is it, Ghost Recon Wildlands or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Is he in is he in Siege?
You might be right. I think he might have been in Siege.
They're adding, I think, Snake to Siege as well.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Becoming an operator 4 days ago. That's that's a cool idea. But
so I was like, Sam's in there too, dude. You got both of them.
Sam Fisher's in Rainbow Six Siege, and Snake is in Rainbow Six Siege.
That is crazy.
That is kind of cool. It's also sad that's all we have. Yeah, he's Zero. Sam Fisher, codename Zero, is an attacking operator. Man, it's been so long since I played Siege. It's a completely different game now. I played like the original like the first like week, and it's kind of unrecognizable.
Mm-hmm.
But people love it.
People love it.
Game's huge.
Yeah. All right, let's end the show with some write-ins from the audience. If you guys want to write into the show, I post a thread every Saturday on our Patreon. So please check it out, or keep an eye out over there if you want to write in. The Uncharted Wolf wrote in and said, "What up, summoners? Brad, how are you feeling about the state of the Souls-like genre? I know you've always said that you try not to compare them to From Software's games due to the difference in quality, but do you think they can ever reach the heights of From Software games? Lies of P was close for me, but it really flattered in its level design and boss balancing. Faltered, sorry, not flattered. The sequel could hone in on those issues and maybe be on the same level as From Software's best games. Also, Chris, will you ever beat Elden Ring?"
No, man. No, I can't do it.
Sailed.
Like I can't do it. Like I played the 170 something hours of Elden Ring. I really loved it, but like, and that's, by the way, but with that and what is it, Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Mm-hmm.
I like Elden Ring a lot. I just think like the way that I consume games is like I play until I'm not having fun, you know, and like I reached a point with Elden Ring where like I still liked it, but I wasn't having fun anymore. Like I would beat an enemy and it would take me like 17 tries or whatever, and then I wouldn't feel like the satisfaction from it. And I'm just like, well, that is kind of what I'm playing this for.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I think I'm good. Like maybe at a certain point I'll jump back into it, but I put too much time into it to, you know. Yeah. I gotta play other things.
Yeah, totally. In terms for me, I think Souls like that aren't From Software have gotten better over time. I think there have been great strides. Like you said, Lies of P was a good one, and stuff like Kazan, Neo are good as well, but none of them are on the level of From Software for me still. Not even close, honestly. But I do think they will continue to improving it closer. But I don't know, maybe From Software will just keep leaving everyone in the dust. But for now, I think they're unrivaled. But we'll see how things go.
Lies of P was the closest I got to feeling the same.
I think that was the case for a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, but even that one had like there's something about the parry window in that game is weird. Like I can't quite.
Dustin had that problem too. Same criticism.
Yeah, I love the premise. I love like the and I actually like the way that game tells its story a little bit more than FromSoft games do. But I still feel like the best feeling, like Sekiro, is just I love Sekiro.
Yes, sir.
That game feels like a dream to play, man. I love the grappling hook, the parry, all of the sound design of like with the blood. Dude, it's so good. I love Sekiro. Yeah, I think I like Elden Ring more technically from like as an overall kind of thing because it's it's more interesting and there's like more you can do with it and it's flexible. But like I love the rigid design that they went with, where it's just like it's almost like an NES style game where it's just like this is your character, this is your weapon, deal with it. You know, like it's you can't like magic your way out of things. Which I appreciated.
Yeah, they are on a different level, that's for sure. All right, Drew Peacock wrote in and said, "Do you think the lack of popular stealth games like Splinter Cell is due to the average gamer's patience not being built for it anymore? Essentially, meaning the masses want fast action games like Call of Duty, Overwatch, etc."
That's it's so funny. I was just talking about that. It definitely, I would imagine that it plays a factor in it, but like the issue that I find with that assessment is that I feel like there is still a lot of appeal to patience-oriented games. Specifically, again, I think Arc Raiders as a like extraction shooters in general with the way that they're on, I don't feel like those are particularly like, I mean, they're action heavy if you want them to be. And, you know, there are times where they can be, but those games are very subdued. Like you're doing you're kind of doing a lot of stealth in those games, and you're kind of being patient about when to go and, you know, keeping an eye out. I think it's more so how do you appeal to an audience that does want action, but also, I guess, I don't know. There needs to be more. Stealth needs to be a factor, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where, as opposed to like building a game entirely around it, that I think is what drives people away, maybe, from investing in those ideas. Because a lot of games have stealth mechanics. Like there's so many, like they're really underbaked, but like they're there. You know, like something like Assassin's Creed Shadows. Like there's stealth mechanics in that game. Ghost of Yotei. Stealth
Hitman
mechanics.
games.
Even Last of Us. Huh?
The Hitman games are massive.
Oh, Hitman alone, I think, kind of disproves this. Because Hitman is like, that's not an action game. It doesn't feel good to play it as an action game. Like it doesn't, like there's no satisfaction in like running up to the guy and shooting him and then running to the exit. Like there's nothing there. So like, I don't know. Like I think you have to really, really commit, you know, like I think you either have to commit or you have to do something really kind of special. I think Splinter Cell is a weirdly good IP because there is like a multiplayer history there. Like I think it could live in live service, and I think you could do something really, really special in a multiplayer formula especially with extraction games right now. I'm not saying that you need to make a Splinter Cell extraction shooter necessarily, but people are into this. People right now are accustomed more so than they've ever been in a multiplayer setting to the concept of sneaking and stealthing and kind of being a little bit more tactical.
Right.
Like that's more of a thing, like Rainbow Six Siege and you, like it's more than it used to be. It used to be, actually, I would argue, in the multiplayer space, used to be a lot more you know, action. You look at like boomer shooters and even Halo and like some of the, like Battlefield is just like explosions all the time, and that's a legacy franchise. But you know, with Hunt Showdown, I look at as like that's a crazy serious game, and Arc Raiders and Marathon coming up now, and I don't know. I think Splinter Cell could live again in a multiplayer setting and be very special. I just think they really need to commit to the uncomfortability. They need to commit to that silence. They need to commit to what could look boring. And I think that is kind of scary to do. I don't necessarily blame them for it. Like I get it. Like it's a hard sell in a world where like the big single player games tend to be, you know, 100-hour, you know, RPGs or like Red Dead Redemptions or Dragon Quests, or they seem to be free to play multiplayer stuff. But I think there's room for it. I think with the right leadership and like with the right team and with the right ideas, I think you could have a really banger fucking Splinter Cell title. You got to get the right people to do it, and that's way harder to do now because there's way fewer people who specialize in that kind of game design than there used to be. It used to be you had Metal Gear people walking around. Like it used to be you had Splinter Cell, you had Siphon Filter, you had, you know, these kind of staples and these mainstays, and you don't really have that talent pool to pull from necessarily for that particular design set. So it's a challenge.
I'm thinking about like, you know, Metal Gear and stuff when I was a kid, and people's patience was kind of the same as it is now, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
You got to make it so interesting that people are willing to deal with it and learn to like it. They're like, maybe they're not getting into the game because of the stealth or whatever, but it's something they end up loving as they start playing the game more and understanding mechanics about it. It's like when I played Metal Gear the first time, I didn't fall in love with it because it was a stealth game. I fell in love with it because its characters and its world and atmosphere. But then when I started messing with the stealth more and stuff like that, then it was like, whoa, this is really cool. I haven't played anything like this before. So I think stealth can still be very viable, but stealth games in general usually aren't, like you were, as Chris was saying, like the tentpole top seller games of the year. And that's totally fine. I think there is an audience for stealth game, or an audience for stealth games still. You just got to make it interesting. That's all.
You got to give meaningful tension, and you have to, the hardest thing about it is making it not feel cheap. You know what I mean? Like making it not feel like, oh, I was spotted. How? Mm-hmm. You know, like it, because that's immediately like it's the natural defense where it's like, what the fuck did I do wrong? It feels failing at a stealth game like kind of hits the ego a little bit harder because it's not even, there's something about it that's just like, what do you mean you're telling me I was positioned wrong? You're telling me I'm stupid? It kind of feels like really pointed. So like you got to fine tune those mechanics. You got to make it sure like it's very clear what the lines of sights are. You got to make it clear, but you also can't make it so clear that it becomes boring.
Yep.
It's tricky. It's hard. It's hard to make a good stealth game, and that's it's just how it is.
Yeah, that's how it is. All right, Nevitz wrote and said, Brad, you did this to me. I loved watching you play Sonic 06 on PS3. I played the game on my 360 in 2008 and 100%ed the game. Every once in a while, I'll pick it up, play a few levels, then drop, or then stop. I've owned the PS3 version, but never touched it due to you playing it and showing all the new slowdown that the 360 didn't have, and decided to pop that bad boy in. I went in only expecting to play Sonic's story. Brad, due to my knowledge of how to avoid a lot of the bullshit in the PS3 version actually fucking fixing many minor issues, I actually enjoyed myself and finished all the stories. You did this to me, Brad. I actually enjoyed Sonic 06. It is still a terrible game, but now I kind of like Sonic 06. My blood is on your hands. Is there a game either of you enjoy, even though it isn't a good game? Maybe something nostalgic. Thanks, guys. Sorry, Nevitz.
That's a good I love that question. There's a lot of games that I think are like, I don't know if I like a game that's quote unquote bad, but I do. There's a lot of games that I like that are like, I would say like 7s.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, like 7 out of 10s.
Oh,
like I think, I love, what is it? Mercenaries 2. I loved Mercenaries 2. That game ran like shit, apparently. I don't remember that because I just was completely blind to any of that at the time that I played it, but I loved Mercenaries 2. I even, you know what I actually really like? There's a it's from when Capcom sucked, but they put out a Bionic Commando game.
Oh, dude, I played through that. Yeah.
And it was a 3D kind of spin on it, and it was just it was this overly edgy, like they tried to make it dark and brooding or whatever. I don't remember the story at all, but I remember playing that game, and I'm like, it feels kind of good to swing around and shoot shit in this game. And I remember that game had a multiplayer mode that was like, it was just Spider-Man with guns, and it was fucking awesome. Like, like you could like latch onto people with a grappling hook and then kick them to death. It was sick. I loved it. There were some other games like that too, like there was a Far Cry Instincts Predator, which was like a multiplayer game on the Xbox Arcade. Yeah, it's very weird.
Never heard
but
of
I
that.
liked that game. It's not very good. Like I know it's not very good, but I had fun with it. I think Far Cry Predator Instincts, maybe it's one of those. Far Cry Instincts Predator. Yeah. 360 Xbox exclusive, although that's probably because it was March 2006. It's an enhanced version of Far Cry Instincts, which is a game that I never played. But there's a lot of weird, like Shadowrun I remember liking for the original 360. Weird game. It was like a hero shooter with like katanas. I remember that being like the big thing. They could use a character with a katana in it. But like, yeah, there's plenty that I think there's a lot of really, really enjoyable games that are not even close to like the top tier that I would consider like the best of all time. But I really, really, there are some of those games that I like more than beloved games, honestly. Sure. Like, what is it? Oh my God, I'm trying to remember some of the ones from the 360. There's a game called Blur. Yeah. Which is like a racing game. It's like it's not a kart racer because it's real cars, but like it's Tron styled or something. And I loved that game, dude. Like I like that game probably more than I like The Last of Us, unironically.
Damn.
But it's nowhere near it's nowhere near as good as The Last of Us as like a full product. But like there's a lot.
So funny.
Yeah. Do you have anything like that?
For me, like one that I bought, I remember, and it's not good, is George's Cerberus Final Fantasy VII. It's in case you don't know what it is, Chris, it's a third-person shooter where you play as Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy VII. And it takes place after the game. And it's not good. It's pretty bad, dude. But at the time, I was like, dude, Final Fantasy VII, let's go. Dude, so I always had a soft spot for it, but it is not a good game. Every time I play, I'm like, dude, this game fucking sucks. So that's definitely one of them. South Park on N64. I liked that game, but it's not
It's a great
good.
answer.
It's not a good
great
game,
answer.
but I had
like
a
that game
lot of
too.
fun playing it. Lots of fun. The
Yeah.
multiplayer dude running at like 2 frames a second when you have 4 people. Wonderful.
There's a game called Duke Nukem Land of the Babes that I liked also.
Oh, man.
There's no way that's good. There's no way. But and you know what? Controversially, this is like, I guess, like more on the realm of like I don't know if it's debatable necessarily because it's not an objectively shit game, but I got to tell you, as somebody who's played a fair bit of New Vegas over the last several weeks. I do kind of prefer Fallout 4 to Fallout New Vegas.
Damn. Okay, I've never played it. That's
I mean, it's written very well.
Yeah,
the writing in that game is great, and I think like the antagonists are a lot stronger. Like, I mean, Mr. House in that game is awesome, but playing through it, the act of playing through it is so rough. Whereas like I like many things about Fallout 4's writing way less. Like I think it's written kind of terribly, and there's like the main quest sucks, and the Institute isn't interesting, and you know that game's got a lot of writing problems. But from a perspective of like how much am I enjoying moving through this space and engaging with the core mechanics of this world? Yeah, I kind of like Fallout 4 a lot more. But that's a very hot take, I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get assassinated in the comments for that. I know.
Yeah.
Fallout New Vegas people are no joke, man.
Very stable fan base.
It doesn't. Who cares if it doesn't run? Just download 4,000.
Use mods to get it to work.
Just download 4,000 mods and then you're good to go, bro. Like, what's the problem? I kid. It's very well written. I think it's cool, but
all right. Final write in here from Paul Gasol. Howdy, Summoners. Y'all down to hand out some awards to the best games of the generation so far? If you could only choose one game for each category listed below, what would you choose and why? Best gameplay loop, most impressive visuals, best story, best 7 out of 10. Let Dustin have this over him forever.
Best 7 out of 10. I love that. Oh, man.
When I was at Easy Allies, Chris, we would have a best 7 out of 10 award for our Game of the Year stuff.
I'm a big believer in that, man.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said about like the weird kind of like middle ground that just feels good.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of hard on the spot to think of. Like, I think gameplay loop I would probably give to off the top of my head, the first thing that came to mind was Doom Eternal. I love that loop. I love the
me too.
I love the resource management. I know that that's like a divisive thing for some people. Like, I know that that's a highly loved game, but like I know that the people who didn't like it didn't like the resource management of it, and I get that, but I actually really gelled with it. More so than Doom 2016 and Doom the Dark Ages.
Mm-hmm.
Most impressive visuals, everything kind of blurs together for me now, man. Like, everything looks impressive to me to the point where like Red Dead Redemption's pretty impressive still.
Yeah,
Red Dead Redemption 2, especially I mean, it's not necessarily the generation because it's PS4, but I don't know. Does anything strike you visually from like PS5 and
visually? Hellblade 2 looks very good.
Oh, duh.
Anything like Death Stranding 2, I think looks really good as well. Those are probably two that popped in my head.
Yeah, Hellblade 2 is probably the most objectively right answer. Best story this generation. I mean, Broken Clock, man, or not Broken Clock, but like Broken Record. I love Claire Obscure. Is probably like the
number one for you.
That story this generation is really the only story that I felt like moved me in any real way.
Sure.
There's some great stories, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that got me in a way that nothing that I'm recalling at the moment hit well with.
Okay. 7 out of 10.
I really fucking don't know. like I can think of many examples that fit this mold, but like this generation is kind of tricky. Because I'm all over the like I'm playing Splinter Cell right now. You know what I mean? Like I can't even operate from like a recency perspective because I'm playing so many weird. The one that comes to mind is probably, I didn't get too far into it, but I was really enamored with it. Was Hell Is Us. I think there's like something interesting there. I like a game that doesn't tell you a lot and that kind of lets you, or like Atomfall or something like that. Like just they're not like the highest quality things, and there's like some problems with like certain loops, but like it's engaging and interesting, like how they operate. I don't know. What do you feel like? Like this is kind of a tricky
7 out of 10.
The best 7 out of 10 out of the PS5 generation.
Yeah, this is a hard one to think of a lot.
Yeah,
it's like, is it a 7 or is it better? I don't know. Weird one. I really liked Persona 5 Tactica, which is like a tactics role playing Persona game.
I liked that one too.
I'd probably put that in the 7.75 camp. Maybe the Lords of the Fallen reboot. That's like in the 7 territory for me. It's like I like a lot of these games, but they might be better than 7s, I would say.
Yeah, that's like this is a tricky one. I don't know if I have. I think Hell Is Us is probably the best. Yeah, best example I have, because
I think that's a good one.
Yeah, there's probably better examples, but
yeah, okay. Well, we'll just lock those in then.
Let's lock them.
All right, Chris, we're done, man. Hell yeah! Thanks for joining me, dude. Appreciated the one-on-one. Enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it's good shit.
I like talking video games, dude.
Yeah,
it's
thank
fun.
God.
Yeah, right. Can you imagine?
Yeah, can we imagine?
I fucking hate it.
Before we go, Chris, anything you want to plug, promote, anything like that?
No, I mean, if people who are listening to this are curious about Marathon, I'll be streaming the shit out of that when that comes out. So like,
yeah,
twitch.tv/Chris Reagan, I guess.
Do you stream on YouTube as well?
I did that. I tried to do the simulcast thing, but like, or like I've even tried to just do YouTube streams, but it's like, I hate the YouTube streaming interface so much. Like it's, and there's like a delay that I can't figure out how to get rid of that doesn't exist with Twitch. I don't really understand what that's about, but it's like a full minute delay.
Damn.
Whenever I stream on YouTube, and like no matter what I do, I've uninstalled and reinstalled all sorts of like softwares, and I've looked it up and decreased latency and specified latency, and it's just kind of like a hassle. And I'm just like, eh. I would get more viewership if I went over there, and like, but it's kind of like I don't really mind having like a secondary kind of tertiary thing that like not a lot of people. I like kind of like not a lot of people paying attention to it. It's kind of nice to just be chill with being able to like read the chat organically and not have it like fly by is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, totally.
So I think I don't mind staying over there, but I'll try and simulcast in the future. But like I got to figure out how. The latency is so annoying. I got to figure it out.
All right, we're out of here, everybody. Thanks for watching, listening. We'll see you next week. Take care and goodbye.
Bye.
Summon Sign is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Brad Ellis. The show is produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Summon Sign, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we are grateful for your kind contribution and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.